as radio impulses into space. And all bets are being heard on every radio telescope on the entire
Did you think it was...
How you doing? Oh my god. You can hear me, right? Bit of a sound check. Can you hear me? I had my my monitoring all turned off for some stupid reason, so I had to reactivate half of it. So I can't hear a lot of things that are happening. Let me press the ninja button and see if that works. It does work. Bear with me just one moment. So I need to make all these monitor on again. Oh, that's good. I'm going to say hi to everyone in just a second. I need to make sure all this stuff is as it should be. Stupid thing. Which pattern notes are going to read? Do not jump ahead and ask questions not gotten to. Your comments will be deleted repeatedly. Offenses will be timed out. Correct. That is the reason that's said. Let me press that again. I can't even hear it. Why am I not Thank you for the sub, by the way. Much appreciated. I need to fix all this stuff. So, you can hear the ninja button, right? We're going to keep pressing until we can hear it. Very low. How's that? So, yes, I'm going to go through the patch notes. Yes, I'm going to say what I think. Yes, I'm going to explain what I can see. And if I need to over-explain it because it doesn't make sense, I will do so. And yes, I do this for a job. So please don't come in here telling me how to do things. I know what to do. But no spoilers. I'm very serious about that because people are here to hear it. They want to listen. Don't jump ahead and go, hey, I know the streamer's at page 2, but I'm going to be a smart ass and go to page 10 and talk about it to get attention in chat. Do not do that. These streams are very stressful as it is. No spoilers. If you've read it already, great. Sit tight and listen up. It's going to be fucking busy. There's a lot of pages. But I'm just going to have to go through a couple of sound checks because something is a bit busted. So, well, enjoy. This isn't working.
You got knocked the fuck out!
Right. I can't hear all of my notifications, so I need to go through all the different buttons and check them.
Surrounded by idiots.
And you get to hear me do it on stream, which is great. You get all your favourite memes at the same time. Especially this one, which is going to be used fucking loads today. Who was that? Thank you very much indeed. Hugely appreciated, of course. Beer and cake in the chat. Tony Silver, thank you for the sub. Fatal, thank you for the sub as well. Oh my god, Scar. They've all got to be done.
Humiliation.
Humiliation. That's the kick button. We don't normally go through them all, but they're broken.
Headshot.
Headshot. Where did that go? That went there. Fixed. The monitor on. It's because my stream deck has decided to take a dump,
Finish him.
which is really fucking annoying. That means any buttons that I press just won't get heard by me. I think they're done. Congratulations, button. We can do that as well. Right, now I can hear them. Brilliant. And, of course, we're going to drag them back. Off, on, go. Right. We're sorted. Is skeleton button still active? Yes, it is, but I won't be pressing it unless I need to. Timber, thank you very much. Right. So that was a bit of a cluster. So first of all, who have we got? Susie, Spirit, Jester, Volrath, Real Wayward Gaming, Empty Sky, Punual, Arhog the Wild. Did I say hi to Susie already? I did. Ragnarok, Entity, GSD Valor, Camel, Loki, Jungle, Lucas, Schnacks, Talkin, The Bard, Richard Barry, Droopy, Lappin Milk, Wiz, Jester I said hi to already. Ricard, Rianti, thank you for the sub. Bob and Weaven, Christina, Djenko, Paul, Deep Syndicate. I'm trying to find someone I haven't said hi to. Platts, how you doing? Ephraim, Sick Boy, thank you for the sub as well. JR Primus, gonna have to reread these when I get home. Already did once, but there's a lot of skim through because I'm stuck at work, of course. Fair enough. Fear, how you doing as well? Landshark, Tony, Venom. Fucking hell, there's those people. Jack, Mike number 2, Fatal, and thank you for the sub. A Shadow, thank you very much. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Thank you for grabbing your rocks as well, much appreciated. I can't hear rocks for some reason. Should be able to hear those. Did that make a sound? I think it did. Mega, Sleek, KSI, fucking hell. Fire, Walker, Mega, Orion. Have I said hi to you already? I have. Timberjack, thank you for the sub. Wayne, Tag. Holy shit, Lab and Milk. Thank you very much for grabbing your rocks on stream. Hugely appreciate, of course. Beer and cake in the chat. You have got the carried. You're welcome. Foil collectible. Thank you very much indeed. Charter Siphus, Curious number 5, Lee Widgeon, Skellington, Black Flame, Gaius, Dragon Reds, thank you for the follow. Mad. Have I got more? I did. Oh my god. Tony Silver, thank you very much indeed for grabbing your rocks on stream. Much appreciated. Beer and cake in the chat. You have 3 rocks collectibles. Facepalm times 3. 2 silvers and a gold. What's wrong with your RNG? That's insane. Lapin Milk, Ordigger, Ghost, Punual, Gerbil, thank you very much for grabbing your rocks as well. You got 2 new ones. Jester, thank you very much for the subs. Whew. Get hot now. Now we've got the introductions out of the way. Hype Train level 2. Get it done, people. Thank you very much for those subs. Oh my god. That was a bit mental, wasn't it? 3 of you! 15 at once. Fuck my life. How you doing, Ninjas? Equalizer Gaming, how you doing? Wizard, Rav, Jester, you're all nuts. Thank you very, very much indeed for those massive subs. I can't do words. Hugely appreciate it. Beer and cake in the chat. 5 apiece. If you got a sub, make sure you say thank you in the chat. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the follow. Let's look at this stuff. Right, we're going to read through this. Don't jump ahead of me. If you've seen it already, I don't care. Because that's your business. This is live. Oh my god. The Empty Sky. What the fuck? Leswindin, thank you for the bits. Much appreciated. I've just seen it. It hasn't come up yet. Yeah, there you go. It's all happening. The Empty Sky, you're a legend. Thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. Hype Train level 2. Fuck. I can't even get started. Tony, thank you very much for grabbing your rocks on stream. Your RNG is insane. 2. Another gold, actually. Fucking hell. Thanks for the subs. Deep Syndicate, thank you very much indeed. Ninja Perry, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the host, Pinual. Ninja button done. Right, let's look at the stuff. So, we know there's going to be furniture, there's going to be a dungeon, and oh my god. Shit. Welcome to the 4-hour patch notes reading. You'll see. Deep Syndicate, thank you very much indeed. BLK200, thank you very much for grabbing your rocks. Spanish Inquisition, I can't even get my words out. Shit. Shadow, thank you very much for joining. Wizard, thank you for the gifted sub. Make sure you put beer and cake in the chat. Thanks for the sub indeed. Right, so we know there's going to be a unique skin. We're not going to see that, obviously. We know there's going to be new stuff, titles, etc., etc. Anything that's not visual, or anything that is visual, we can't see, obviously, because I'm not in the game at the moment.
Drinks all around.
Just starting with the reading. I know, right? But we will go over changes, what's new, as in sets and all that kind of stuff. We'll go over combat changes, performance updates, anything that is relevant other than stuff that is like, ooh, that looks nice. Because we can't see the skin right now unless we're actually on the server, and we're not going to be on there because we won't have time. Who is that?
These are mega.
These are mega. Spanish Inquisition. Oh my god. Thank you very much for the subs. Hugely appreciated. Beer and cake in the chat. Fatal, that is insane. 192 in total. Hype Train level 3 started. Holy fuck, the rocks are gone mad. ROX in the chat if you want to grab your rocks on stream. Tony, thank you very much. BLK Torna, thank you very much. You have got some foils. King under the mountain indeed. Thank you very, very much. Gold and silver's coming out today. Captain, how you doing? Welcome to your stream. Right, new set. Let's have a look. I have glazed over these obviously already because this is my job. But, again, try not to get ahead of me. If you've read them already, leave that with yourself. I'm going to do this in order. Without reading anything, is there anything you specifically are interested in looking at? Yes, stuff. Thank you for the sub. So, first of all, light set. Spell crit, max magic, spell damage. Pretty much standard stuff for about 8 million sets in a game. Increase spell damage by 372. And increases damage taken from flame and fighters guild abilities by 10%. Thank you for the follow. That I already don't like. Thank you very much for the sub. Much appreciated. Beer and cake, of course, in the chat. Oh, we need to press the Dragon Ball button. I forgot.
Dragon Ball.
Oh, man. You know the rules. People to fight starts again from scratch after it's been killed God knows how many times. If you kill that Dragon Ball, you'll take a place on stream. I'll have to kill you instead. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Second set. So the first one is a bit shit. Honestly, we haven't tested it, so we can't say fully, but that looks a bit stupid. So we've got weapon spell damage, but you take increased damage taken from flame and fighter skill abilities. For something to be that negative, I would have expected that to be higher. Because you might as well just slap on Julianus. BLK Torna, thank you very much for the bits. Got followers Conquer on my Stam DK. Nice, congratulations. Right. J Wildcat, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Medium set. Now this one is actually quite nice. Weapon damage. Stamina. No crit bonuses, fine. When you deal direct damage with a charge, leap, or teleport, or pull ability, you cut through your enemy, causing them to bleed for 5 seconds, dealing 19,000, almost 20,000 damage over the duration. So that's quite a hefty dot, 4k a tick. This ability can occur once every 10 seconds. So if that's for multiple enemies, that's fucking filthy. If it only affects one, it's not too bad. Still going to be nasty, especially PvP. Heavy set. Max health, heal and taken, max health. After taking damage, you surround yourself with an 8-meter mist of blood. Sounds cool. After 2 seconds, the mist is violently siphoned into your body, dealing 8k bleed damage to nearby enemies and healing you for 100% of the damage done. This effect can happen once every 8 seconds. Hello, Leechen's best friend. That is quite nuts. Got floor. No, read that one already. Maelstrom, two-handed intensifies. Wait, do not get ahead of me. It happens every PTS stream. Try not to get ahead of me. I am reading this in order. If you've read it already, shh, relax. But if you're talking about the charge in, yeah, of course. That's the double bleed, basically. So that's a bit nuts. Monster set. Let's see. Because these have been a hit and miss recently. Max health, first of all. Cast an ability that costs health. Spawns a ball for 10 seconds. A blood ball. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. So 10 seconds up. Well, that's fine, whatever. Same cooldown as it is the length. You or an ally nearby the blood ball can activate synergy, dealing 5k disease damage to nearby enemies, causing major maim for 5 seconds, decreasing their damage done by 30%. Enemies can only receive major maim from Sanguine's burst once every 30 seconds. So that particular set can only apply it once every 30, but major maim can still be applied elsewhere. So that's actually a nice filler between cooldowns from other skills and sets and stuff, so it's not too bad. We have got major maim in a set already, but the fact that you could use both of them, I guess, isn't too detrimental. Bit fiddly though. But okay, original idea. We'll see what happens. Just bear in mind, of course, by the way, people, anything here could change at any moment in time. You've probably scrolled down already and seen one of the particular sets that have been altered. That was only out last fucking patch. So things change all the time. Will this be in your past streams? How will this be in my past streams? Oh, you mean on YouTube? Yes. Yes, it will. I had to think about that. Light set from the other dungeon, actually. Magicka, spell crit, Magicka. Whenever you deal flame, shock, or frost damage, you apply a stack of flame, shock, or frost. Weakness to the enemy for 5 seconds. Each stack of elemental weakness increases their critical damage taken by 6%. Excuse me. An enemy can only have 1 stack of each elemental weakness at a time. So you could have crush and shock, basically. Spamming it and getting all 3 up at the same time. It's not too bad. I mean, you can stack fairly high crit damage anyway.
Drinks all around.
Depends on how high it already is as to whether that's going to be beneficial or not, but it's not too bad. Bit of a buffer. Trace, thank you very much indeed for the follow. Hype train level 3 successful. Oh yes. Throw out those emotes, people. Medium, weapon crit, stam recovery, weapon damage. After an enemy you've recently damaged dies, so Heem Jazz all over again. You let out a howl, granting 3 allies within 15 meters the calling synergy. Oh, sorry, the call synergy. Activate the synergy gives you and the activator 12 ultimate. This effect can happen once every 20 seconds. That is actually quite nice. That is a group blood spawn. And yes, I've seen what's coming up. So I like this one. You have to sacrifice quite a bit of a 5-piece bonus though if you're going flat out DPS. But whatever, I mean, if you're using small ultimates, say for example you've got a group of Nightblades, that's going to be quite a substantial increase to their ability to use their cheap ultimates. Or Stamplars, whatever. Heavy. Health. Armor. Health. Thank you very much indeed for the raid. Come on, J-Hart. How you doing? Pull up a chair, dude. Get that man some beer and cake. Can we get a shout out in the chat as well? Welcome to the stream, dude. We are, of course, reading the PTS patch notes. I am very aware that some people have read them already. But to those people, shh, no spoilers. We're reading it live. Whenever you drink a potion, you and 3 group members gain 44 ultimate, and this can happen once every 30 seconds. That is fucking broken. Now, is this a set buff type? Because this here, within 15 meters, heed the call synergy. Activating the synergy gives the activator 12 ultimate. This effect can occur once every 20 seconds. Now, that's the effect from the set. Can you stack more than 1? Or is it going to lock you out because it's a specific buff type? Because if multiples can use this, you can spam ultis all day long. You're going to have whole groups just slamming ultis over and over and over and over. And then you add this to it. I mean, all this takes is an infused potion enchant or trait or whatever on your jewelry. And you can just spam this all day long. I mean, 30-second cooldown after you've got medicinal use as well. Very easy to acquire. That's nuts. PvP, you're going to be using that with Clever Alchemist and just zap people with Nightblade ultimates all the time. Throwing out Nightblade tank. Yeah, exactly. Browse them since I'm going on PTS today. Nice. Again, this is a stream where I'm going to be reading through them. I'm going to say exactly what I think about them. And, of course, nothing's tested yet, so you can't really say where they're going to go over. But who knows? Things could be changed at any minute. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. So this is fucking mental. It's only for 3 people, but... I mean, that could be a game changer. You could have someone with a really expensive ultimate and they need the extra 44 and the 12, which is 56, which is nice. 56 ultimate, if you're halfway through one of your heavy ones, is actually a big, big boost. And 56 ultimate, if you're using the 2 sets together, whether it's in your group or whatever, in any combination, that's a Nightblade ultimate every 30 seconds guaranteed, or every second rotation at the moment if you're doing standard rotations. But it could be every rotation with this kind of stuff lined up properly. It's a bit fucking mental. So I quite like it. Also, this says this effect can occur once every 30 seconds, again, but is that just for the wearer of that particular set, or is it the buff itself? Because if it's the buff itself, fair enough, you can only put 1 in your group. If it's the effect on the wearer, and you have multiples of them, yuck. That's disgusting. I like it. Have to kill Spriggans. Dear. Stone Husk, let's have a look at this one. Weapon crit, your heavy attacks tether you to the enemies within 10 meters for 5 seconds. Okay. Enemies touching the tether take 1.9k physical damage every 1 second, and you gain a stack of Husk drain, sorry, up to 15 stacks. Okay. The tether is broken if the enemy moves 12 meters away, which is a fucking long way, to be fair. Thank you for the sub. Been a while, hope you're well. Thank you very much. Hugely appreciated, of course. Beer and cake in the chat. Thank you very much indeed. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. When a tether ends, you consume the stack and gain 30 weapon damage per stack consumed for 5 seconds. So 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down. If you can get max stacks out of it, that's not too bad. I mean, it's not. Fuck, that's a monster set. That's actually bloody strong. I read that as a 5-piece bonus a moment ago. That's not. This set activated on heavy attacks, not just fully charged heavy attacks. So all heavy attacks, but I really selfishly want that to be magic damage or spell damage instead, or both. If that was both, that would be disgusting, but I don't know. It's pretty nice. We'll have to test it. Who is that? You got the heist going already? Nice! Keep going, people. Patch Notes is in the chat. Yes, of course. New achievements. We're not going to go into these because we can't see anything at the moment, so I'm not interested in that. It's not that it's a bad thing. We will go over that, obviously, when we go into the dungeons, but at the moment we can't see anything, so we won't do it. But there's titles, skins, and achievements. Base game performance improvements. Here we go, people. Thank you for the follows. Through optimizations to database workers, the game's access to the database has been refined to ensure that the system does not become overloaded when part of it generates large amount of traffic or messages from a particular task. The optimizations ensure that there are enough database workers focused on the highest priority critical game functions. The player character loading process is now multi-threaded on the server to improve performance. The preparation of player data is handled I can't even say that. Asynchronous. Fuck off. You can read it. As I never use words like that. That's just unnecessary. View attacks, indeed. So as not to adversely affect the region operations. Said performance has been improved in one of the latest performant cases of distributing. Words are hard. Distributing trials more evenly across the system. This should ensure better overall performance in the trials, reducing the likelihood of getting a bad instance where enemies have abnormally and latency is higher. Or behavior normally. Okay, so trial performance, basically. They've been a bit shit recently. There has been some substantial lag issues, especially if you're in there for too long, which was supposed to be fixed, but apparently this one's supposed to be pushing that one. Good. Because on console recently, although the trials have been running and there haven't been too many DCs from what I've seen, it has been a bit clunky. So, it's held, but it's been a bit slow. Will this be available as a VOD? Thanks. Yes, it will be. It'll be on YouTube in 24 hours, because I can't upload from Twitch straight to YouTube unless there's a 24-hour gap minimum. I was get told off. The heist is over. Congratulations, people. Who won? BLK Taunter, Laughing Milk, Snake, Ransu, Bandit, Snacks, Lucas, and JR Primus. Congratulations indeed. Client optimization stability. When using many different game assets, memory usage can spike and potentially get high enough to crash the game, which we've all experienced. We've made improvements to how the client handles these critical memory situations, better managing and prioritizing the most important elements in the scene. The chance that your game could crash in these situations has been significantly reduced. Cyrodiil. Optimize the initial login flow. The time required to load when logging a character into selection has been reduced as well. Okay, fair enough. Made some optimization. Reduce hitches when setting different outfits. So, expect to see all of that stuff. We'll see. Please not skip ahead while the patch notes are read. Any questions asked regarding unread portions of will be deleted. Repeated offenses will result in being timed out. Correct. Please be patient with the streamer. Reading things in order. If you've read it already, I'm glad you've read it, but don't get ahead of it and don't try to get attention out of the chat. You can just know what you know. Character pathing and housing. You can now tell your pets, mounts, and assistants to follow... Fuck off! To follow custom paths in your home. The new functionality is available to everyone regardless of DLC ownership or ESO Plus status. You can make your pets walk around the fucking house? Oh my god. I'm making that monkey climb fucking trees. No, we can't make him climb trees. To set the path first. Thank you for the follows. To set the path, first enter the housing editor and target a pet, mount, or assistant. You can make a banker walk around the house. Can he clean for you? You'll see a new create path keybind. Hit that to start making your path. Once selected, you'll see a node underneath the character and another node held in the hand like a furnishing. You can set these nodes to mark the path you want the character to follow, and once you confirm the path edits, the character will immediately start walking down the path from node to node. So you can actually make... We need more assistance because we need kind of an NPC area. Make a big market area and have your traders walking around and shit. This is getting nuts. Hi, do you have video on add-ons that you use? I don't use add-ons apart from my own personal one, which is for demonstration purposes, which is more for you, not for me. And on PC, I only ever use combat metrics purposely for build videos. Apart from that, I don't really need it. So, in a nutshell, apart from demonstration, I don't really use add-ons at all. Because I don't need them. Wonder what they will do to load screens when entering your house. We'll see. He's only used combat metrics on his own all about mechanics add-on, that's it. Yep. That works for objects, stairs, or flying around. We'll see what happens. It's going to be some bugs. Definitely. Right now, for test purposes, we can place up to 50 nodes per path. This number will change over the course of the PTS cycle as we tune into balance, performance, and flexibility. Thank you for the follow. It would be interesting to see if that works on solid objects that they've obviously got a collision box around for their actual said kind of house, or whether that will affect things that you put down. What I mean by that is, there could be a corridor and some stairs and a bedroom, and you can make your banker walk up the stairs and into the bedroom. But what about if you've made some platforms in the air? Can you make them walk along them? Because they get buggy with the target skeleton, so it might get fucked up with the pets and the assistants. But it'd be interesting to see. If they can walk across stuff that you physically make, they could get a little nuts. You can also fine-tune your path with the following settings. Okay, so you can make them run, walk, sprint. You can set up your own stories, basically. This is you setting up your own environment in a weird way, which is nuts. It works. Good. But let's just see what bugs they have with it. Hopefully it's not too many. Can't wait to make pets and bats fly around. Yes, you can scare the shit out of people when they enter your house. Can you put, if someone enters your house, make bats fly around their face? Ping pong. The character will walk down the path until they hit the end and then walk back to the beginning. Loop. The last node of the path will be connected back to the first one, forming a circle. So you make them run around in circles like an idiot. And random. Each time the character reaches a node, they will choose a next location at random from the rest of the nodes of the path. It's pretty good. We don't need to go over all the rest of it. That is interesting. House guests. Oh, here we go. Haunted house theme. Housing game I'm looking forward to. It's going to be nuts. Disney Parade for all my mounts. Oh my god. We don't have more slots for them. We'll have to see. Maybe not yet. Except you have limited slots for them. Yes, of course you do. Cinnamon Girl, thank you very much indeed for the sub. Oh yes. Not only did you sub, you just killed the Dragonborn. Thank you very much.
Dragonborn.
Oh man. You know the rules, people. The fight starts again from scratch. If you kill that Dragonborn, you will take her place in the stream. I have to kill you instead. Thank you very, very much.
I love winning.
Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I adjust my volume there. Right. Of course, pets, mounts, and assistants aren't the only characters you might see walking around your friends' homes. House guests are a new type of collectible character which you can add to your home in the same way that you can add other collectibles. Each house guest is unique and has a distinct appearance, perfect for adding a little bit of life to your home. Ha ha! Several of these are currently available on the Crown Store for testing, with more to come in the future. These count towards special collectible furnishing limits. Oh my god! You give with one hand and you slap with the other. That's bad.
I love winning. Drinks all
So,
around.
excuse me, my eyes are fucking streaming today. I've been looking at the screen for way too long the last few days. So they've given us this really cool feature, but it's limited. Obviously, things are going to be limited inside the special collectibles box, which is already not big enough. Fuck. Well, one house for trophies, one house for people walking around in it, whatever. So the idea is great, but this special collectible shit, it's already capped too low. So we'll see what happens. 2 new homes, which we can't see, so we won't go over those. Max is 10. I know, I was here. Don't worry. This is something that I think they should address, and I've said it a few times before. I do not think we've got enough for those. We don't have enough for the trophies either. It's... I get why, because of performance issues. You're going to end up having too many things programmed in one small space. But move the horses into something else, or move the pets if you don't want them to move into a standard slot. Do something. New furnishings we can't see right now. We can't see those. We can't see achievement stuff, so we won't look at them. We can't see the motifs or the outfits, but there's loads of them. Prologue as well. Excellent. Item sets. Haha, I saw this. Thracian Stranglers. You know that set that people complain about because it's only cheesed on the dummy and no one uses it in content? Well, I actually do use it because the builds can use it. Some people can, some people can't. But to those excuse backpedaling people, this has changed again. Killing an enemy with the set active while in specific situations can create a cursed stack, which persists forever and cannot be removed. Though mortal means it will be fixed in the upcoming PTS. So this, I believe, is being altered, but there is currently an issue with it at the moment. So watch out for those videos. Can you see the new houses? One is in the... No, I'm aware you can see them, but I'm reading the patch notes right now. I can't do everything at once. It's saying what kind of NPCs are in the spoiler. I took a look and they've got 3 on it right now. It technically is because a million things can happen at once. I'm trying to keep up. Wait, people do use it. Yeah, of course they do. I do a lot on several of my builds. Do you play other game other? Sometimes it seems that you're 24/7 on this one. When I get the chance. Was cooking and watching. I love the first thing you said after the pet assistance thing. I'm making that monkey climb a tree. These streams are very, very stressful when it comes to the patch readings because everyone wants a million things answered at once. I'm reading through them. I'm talking about them. We're going in order. If people try and get too far ahead or go too swervy into other areas, they'll get missed because it's not helpful. These are exciting times for everyone, but this position that I'm sitting in is a tough one when everyone throws things at me a million miles an hour. So, yes, I'm aware you can see them. I'm aware the PTS is live. But I'm not on the PTS at the moment. I'm showing you the words. Just words. There you go. Right, so we'll come back to this. I know stuff was altered, but we'll come back to this. These are bugs, known bugs, issues, blah, 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 blah. Fixed improvements. Asylum Sanctorium, the damage from the imperfected attendance convergence ability is now consistently applied when the visual effects reach your character. Good, because that was doing some odd shit. Odinson, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Wild Ninja as well. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I need to move that overlay, because that's in the way. Kynes Aegis. We're not going to go... Oh, we can, actually. Rename the half-giant Stormcaller Unstable Energy to Aftershock. Update the challenge banners for the new Undaunted fixtures. Hailstorm Burst will no longer fail to fire if the Shield, Griffin, or Sea Adder is casting specific abilities when the shield completes without being destroyed. Player characters affected by Lieutenant, never pronounce his name. Vampiric Grip will, thank you for the follow, will now correctly animate indicating that they are stunned. Oh, good. Reduce the duration of the stun from Vampiric Grip. Fair enough. Welcome once. Bow Hunter, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the host. Fix a number of inconsistencies, tags, and minor typos on stealing items. We're not going to go into that. Updated achievements. Antiquities.
Drinks all around.
These are all fixes that I'm not necessarily going to go into. This is very subjective to those that may or may not be using it. They are important, but this is a massive PTS patch note page or post, so we're not going to go over the stuff that is not for everyone. I'm going to go over mostly performance issues, set changes, all that kind of stuff. My head out, by the way, I want to say that you're the best ESO content creator, in my opinion. Good day and night. Thank you very much. Thank you for the follows as well. Skip that. Unhallowed Grave. Drugkin now sound like proper Nords rather than vile Reachmen. Good to know. Imperial City. This was supposed to have been fixed anyway, but now it's fixed. So when you go down in the portal and you activate the synergy, and the synergy wasn't firing because you have to press it before it actually shows up. That was the bug. Now it works. It's in the right place. Blackrose's Prison no longer briefly spawns a bunch of invisible, unstable corpses at the start of each encounter. Restored the Vengeful Revenant to his original health. More stuff. Small fixes from itemization and exploration stuff. Where's the juicy stuff? You can now enter. That's quest-based. That's not for everyone. Avalanche. You've seen this already. You go into Frostvault, and Avalanche and his boss are all fighty, and then you die. And then when you get up, Avalanche doesn't spawn anymore. He just lays on the ground, letting you kill his mate for nothing. So everyone who had that easy pass, and yes, we've had it in Pugs on live stream as well, that's no longer going to happen. It's fixed. Now that ICP is doubly fixed. Yes, of course, double fixes. Right. Juicy stuff. Hey, buddy, hope you're doing well today. This is rough, dude, but I'm doing all right. I'm getting there. The chat's been fairly patient today so far. There's been a couple trying to skip ahead of me and tell everyone so that they get attention instead of the streamer, but they calmed down quite quickly. That was very, very early on, and most of it got skipped anyway. Developers' comments. Here we go for combat abilities. Now, just before I do this, if you don't understand the word balance, please get a dictionary before you scream in the chat. I may agree or disagree with these, but most people that do this don't even consider why it's been done. They just disapprove of it because it might affect their character. Let's see what happens. Because remember, PTS is 4 to 5 weeks long, depending on when they usually do it. And things can change at any moment in time. No More Luck was just actually complete a build and they will nerf it. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. No mention of fixing laser boss bug? No, nothing yet. Haven't got that far. Didn't see it up there. Like I did on the Templar passive, it's too OP indeed. Let me get there first. So, as part of the ongoing efforts to help improve performance, all item sets in the game have been updated to use better logic when attempting to determine their proc conditions with your actions, and will send significantly less messages to the server. From a programming point of view, like under the bonnet if you like, for those of you that aren't so sure, that is to make the game better. Run smoother anyway. Ultimately being less taxing, yes. When they fail to meet their conditions, ultimately being less taxing when they fail to meet the conditions. So if they don't proc, then it's fine. You don't get a big surge of, hey, why is it not working? We've also ordered the vast majority of item sets in terms of their power, so make sure to check out the itemization section and bring a snack. So there's a lot of stuff. Get the popcorn, indeed. Not squishing through until live. No, loads of stuff is not coming through until live. And some of it might even change before then. In addition to item sets, many abilities have received back-end improvements to their scripting to help reduce unnecessary effects, checks, and logic passing, and will now more accurately follow their described behaviors, such as proc conditions.
I love winning.
Still 3 months from now. Ish. We haven't got a direct kind of date, but it's 3 months per update, so it's 3 months from Greymore, should be. So whatever that is. Everything seems reasonable. I don't get why they're whinging. Let me get there first. BLK Torna. One thing at a time. It probably is, but we've got to get there. Otherwise, we're never going to get there, and I'll never get some sleep. We've also introduced some new area of effect adjustments to the back-end operations to help reduce their messaging on overall requirements to ping an area. Currently, we've only applied this to Dragon Knight Standard and its morphs, as well as some monster abilities. The plan to monitor the overall improvements in real combat environment, then slowly climb through old AoE abilities and apply the changes where applicable. So basically, that's the guinea pig. The DK banner is, well, the more people use it, the better, because then they can get a gauge of what's happening. Just hope the servers get better. This is sarcasm. There. Where are we? Currently with... Oh, no, I read that one already. Fix an issue with some projectiles could hover around your character. Fix an issue where newly equipped weapons could occasionally not appear. Your characters now have been taught more eloquent manners and eat more subtly if blocking. This will fix an issue where eating while holding block could result in a truly barbaric visual results. Yes, of course. You killed a Mega Jeff. No, you didn't. You killed a normal Jeff. Nice. Fix an issue where cast time abilities could miss an invisible target while a detection potion was active. So there's Nightblades that got away with it with cheesy stealths and all that. They stealth, they hid up, and stuff didn't hit them, even though they should have done. If you have a detection potion active, this is specific. Now, buffs and debuffs. Fix numerous instances where minor vulnerability from certain sources, such as teleport strike, were not being detected properly by sets like Icy Conjurer. So, if you don't know what that means, basically this set requires a debuff effect, or a negative effect, to fire it, basically. And since this is a negative effect, or debuff, this should proc, and it hasn't been. Imagine being VSS for Godslayer and the lag, because PvP is packed. Okay? I need revert Stonefist channel. Let me get to the skills before any changes. Remember, I did put this at the very beginning of the stream. I am trying to keep sexual comments to yourself, please. Dear. I'm trying to do this in order. If you've read this already, don't jump ahead of me. The mods will just time out the comments or remove them because it's not in the right order. I appreciate this is exciting for everyone, but let me get there first before I start talking to you about stuff I haven't read yet. Some people are here from the beginning, some people are joining, and some people do stream hop, so relax. We're getting there. Don't worry. What's the money thing?
I love
Ha! Tony Silver, thank you very, very much indeed. I didn't even know what that emote was. Hugely appreciate, of course, beer and cake in that chat. Thank you for that donation. You are a legend. So, Ardent Flame. Dragon Knight Standard fixed an issue where the visuals of this effect and this ability and its morphs could end early in some cases. I've dropped the banner and it's actually disappeared before, so hopefully that is part of that. Shift in Standard fixed an issue where this ability would last longer than intended in some cases. Yeah, it did a little bit. Thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. Beer and cake in that chat. Wayne, you are a legend. Thank you very much. Inhale, deep breath, morph.
Drinks all around.
The explosion now deals 25% more damage. Thank you for the follow. The initial hit no longer ranks up by 1.1% damage per rank, but the final hit now does. So that's going to hit quite a bit harder. Noise. Draw essence. Thank you for the follow. This morph now heals for up to 147% of the damage done, up from 100%, and ranks up by 1% per rank. The final explosion of this ability no longer increases by 1.1 damage per rank. So they did say, obviously, AoE stuff is being altered. The Dragon Knight standard was the main one, but this looks like just a class issue, not necessarily fitting in line with this. Fair enough. The heal's quite nice, actually, from that, but to be fair, most people I see using this because they want the interrupt. Necromancer. Here we go. What happened? The drops are on. Yes, they are. Do you think it's inspiring how you are with your video games? We are proud of you. What did I miss? I lost that. They got confusing. Dude, East-Talk is so much better now. It's not out yet! It's not out yet! Eleanor, thank you very much. Double click to follow by mistake. Thank you for the sub. Again, people, if you're just joining, please be patient. I am reading this in order. Don't jump ahead of me. I will get there. Don't worry. We're going through this for a reason. If you wanted to just read it yourself, you can. I'm streaming it live so you can hear what I've got to say about it if you want to hear it. Right, Necromancer stuff. Fix an issue where casting a terror ability could sometimes cause your character to turn around and face the opposite direction you were facing. Yeah, and get stuck completely sometimes. You can't move back. That was weird. Shock and Siphon, Detonation Siphon Morph. This ability, finally explosion, now occurs when a tether ends for any reason rather than only if the final duration was met. So there's a lot of abilities in the game that are supposed to have a duration, and they're called... They finish and do something. So when the ability ends, you get something. So a prime example of that is Burning Embers. So if you apply it and you get a heal when it's finished, or if you reapply it, you get a heal for the duration it's been running already because you've just finished the old one. So if you reapply or it runs out, you get this condition, whereas before it wasn't doing that. Thank you for the follow. So that helps. What did I miss? Changes are great. New issues. Wait, yeah. Don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me. I'm getting there. We can go over what everybody thinks about stuff that's been said after we've got to it. If you go ahead of me, it'll just get removed. It's not to be a dick. It's just literally hard to keep up with that kind of stuff. Excitement is there, though. I feel it. Trust me. This ability has received significant improvements. I did read this one, actually. The first area now snares enemies by 30%, down from 50. The second area mobilizes enemies up to 4 seconds rather than snaring them. And the final one stuns the enemies up to 3 seconds rather than snaring them. So basically, you've got 3 procs when it fires out. You go bang, bang, bang. And each one, the furthest distance away, obviously alters and gets stronger. So you've got snare, mobilize, and stun. Interesting method of reviewing release patch notes, open discussion. Interesting, but it kind of is and it kind of isn't. The difficult part is when people try to get too far ahead. Some people come in and try and be a little bit smart-arsey and they go like, hey, I know this stuff about these things and all this blah, 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 and I haven't got there yet. Some people do it for attention. Some people are just excited. Either way, relax a bit. Talk about the stuff that's already been said rather than the stuff I haven't got to yet. Otherwise, we go round and round in circles. And honestly, from my perspective, that's stressful because this takes about 4 hours. And if we go backwards and forwards too much, it's going to take 6, 7, 8 hours. People go a bit asleep by the time I'm finished. So in order if we can. But if you want to read it yourself or you're excited about it already, then that's great. You can, of course, put patch notes in the chat and you can read through it if you don't think I'm doing it fast enough. Where the fuck are we? Ghostly Embrace. This morph now increased. Thank you for the follow. Increase the duration of all negative effects applies from this ability rather than adding a mobilization to each field, as that is now the baseline experience. Fair enough. This morph, Empower, now lasts for the full 5-second duration rather than being consumed on use. Oh, so that was working like a Mage Light. Basically, you activate it, you hit one light attack, it's gone. Fair enough. Rip, no Magicka DK PvP buffs. Rip. Not PTS related, but are you able to get gold leads with low-level tunes? Yes, you can. Just created one for the safe box. There's no requirement to the skill line itself to actually pick the leads up. There's only a requirement to actually do them. And that's level 7, I believe, for the gold ones. Here we go. Class stuff. Assassination, Grim Focus, Nightblade. This ability and its morphs now grant... I like this, actually. Grant 2% crit damage and healing per stack rather than reducing your damage taken by 2% per stack. So instead of being tanky... it's more damagey, if you like. in order to help this ability feel more aggressive and assassination orientated. This, by the way, increases crit damage and crit healing per stack. So you can actually actively utilize that on a healer, stack them up, and boost your heals. Also boost your damage if you're hitting stuff. It's quite nice. Me too. My main is a Nightblade. Nice. Read them. I'm reading them now, file. That's never mind. Stacks removed from these abilities after ending combat will now only be removed in PvP zones rather than all the time, fixing numerous issues where you could lose all stacks generated where you appeared to still be in combat. Okay, so a good fix there. Master Assassin, the passive's weapon and spell damage is now granted to your damaging attacks against enemies you are flanking rather than granted a universal amount while sneaking or invisible. Oh, so this was one that only applied while you were not being spotted, whereas now it's more role-based, more backstabby. So that's going to actually be useful in PvE, except for being against the dragon, which is quite nice. The weapon and spell damage is now works with Strife 2. Yes, of course it does. But I was talking flat out damage or Healy, not necessarily any particular skill. The weapon and spell damage is now flat 129 to 258, rather than given a 5 to 10% of your current amount. That could make or break a build, because 5% or 10% of a very high number is a lot. 258 on a very high amount is not a lot. 10% on low spell damage or weapon damage is barely anything. 258 on really low spell damage or weapon damage is a lot. So, I mean, that's a balance area where that could potentially actually be a bit stronger than that, depending on your build. Fair enough. Shadow Cloak fixed an issue where this ability was granted immunity to projectiles. Thank you for the follow. From targets that had detection potions active. There was some issues with this. It was up above, actually. We did already go over that. They posted it in a fixed section. Nightblade got big buffs. It looks like it. It's pretty good. Grid focus change will be rough on Nightblade tanks, unfortunately. Not necessarily. I mean, you could actually use that to benefit your healing. So if you have yourself heals. I mean, before it was a big bonus to stacking the mitigation side of things. But if you haven't seen it already, put beginner in the chat. There's a how to get good series there. I did actually show you how to calculate resistance, mitigation. And it's multiplicative. So if you've got loads and loads of stacking effects already, although there is a 10% reduction to damage taken, it's going to be much, much less than that once you get all the multipliers kind of calculated out. So that 10% was never giving you a full 10% anyway. So it may or may not have benefited you depending on your build itself. I mean, as a DPS, yeah, you probably got quite a bit from it. But as a tank, you might have been stacking so many different things already. It might have been a bit shit. But this is quite nice. The healing side of it is pretty good. Tanks aren't particularly known for high crit chances. We'll have to play with it. Yes, but the Nightblade is, because you get the passes for it and all that good stuff as well. So, could be good. Where are we? Or, why don't you play in a way that you haven't played before? See, this is the thing. They aren't known for that, is your statement there, which is fair enough. But that's because lots of people try to play it the same way. Maybe if you try and play it a little different, you might actually get a benefit from the passive, or the bonus itself. Boris, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. New crit healing buff will likely buff the heal. You're right, but we're not there yet. I'm not adding the stone stuff just yet. But you can see where I'm going with it. I know I'm DPIV. Ratbag, how you doing? So, let me get this again. Where are we? Down here. Shadow Cloak, fixed an issue. Read that one. Updated many cases where this ability's invisibility was removed, where it shouldn't have been, such as against Ballista. Summon Shade, this ability, and Dark Shade Morph can now be cast without a target. That's actually bloody helpful, as Shadow Image can. Shadow Image, the Shade from this ability, no longer has player collision active to prevent issues where it could become stuck or could be used as a stepping tool. Notice that there. That was put in very sneakily to say, hey, guess what? Someone's using it to cheat with. Sparrow, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Please be more considerate of your Shade's feelings, as it is an extension of you, and you are worth it. Oh my god, what the fuck? Next, Siphoning. Soul Shred. Fixed an issue where the morphs of the ultimate would fail to stack from multiple casters in some cases. Soul Siphon fixed an issue where the heal beam on allies was breaking sooner than intended. It will now snap at 30 meters rather than 25. 30 meters is a fucking long distance, to be fair. especially if you are in PvP with propelling shield near a keep. That's disgusting. And of course passives. Snipe I think goes up to like 54 meters. I think this will probably go to about 50, 48, 50, something like that. Shade rights indeed. Like the humor, it's good. Increase the damage done for this ability and funnel health morph by approximately 39% to ensure they properly adhere the heal over time standards. Yuck. Fix an issue where both these abilities would attempt to apply a heal over time, even if the target dodged the attack, causing the empty hot to override an existing cast. That was dirty. It's fixed. Great. This is fucking filth. Happy days. Sorcerer. I can hear the tears already. Wait, so you need to be flanking to gain extra damage. Correct. That would be good for endgame PvP where you all stand in front of the bosses like in VSS. You did hear me when I said dragons would be a problem, right? But the rest of the fights would be great. So it would still be fine. You just rinse through the ad pulls much, much faster to get to the dragon. I kind of wait until I get the dungeon set design. I'm curious to see what your reaction to change the impact on ESO. We'll have to wait and see. No spoilers. Obviously, it hasn't been tested yet, but I won't give any spoilers until it goes live because it's not real. It could change. But I will be doing some videos about the PTS stuff this update. Usually, I don't do too much of it. Greymore, I did a little bit. I'll be doing a lot more. Because, here's the thing. If PTS is live like it is now, and there are potential changes, it's no good me giving you a build. Because it might change in a very short period of time, and we'll have to make the video all over again. And you've got to farm for stuff you might not need to, because it might change. It's just I'm not going to piss people off and make them do that. But I will give you updates as to what I'm doing. Then when the patch goes live, that's when you'll get the new build updates, etc, etc. For between now and then, any builds that have not been updated will be updated this week on the website. So keep your eyes on those. In fact, if you follow on Twitter, you'll see the updates because I'll post it there. You'll have Siphon ability. Yeah, it's nuts. Right, Crystal Shards. Reduce the cast time on this ability and it's morphed to 800 milliseconds down from 1 second. So same as Snipe, basically. So shorter cast times for hard casters. Reduce the damage done from these abilities by approximately 21%. Does a lot of damage anyway. It's not going to be a massive drop. Reduce the cost down to 2.7 from 2.9. These abilities have a new affix where after successfully casting your next non-ultimate ability used within 3 seconds, costs 10% less. What? This ability, where after successfully casting your next oh, fucking hell. So you can hit that, then an ability, and then hit that, then an ability, and always have the cost down. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice. That's actually a bit nuts. So it's got a bouncy up and down sustain buff to it. It's quite nice. Have I missed you talk about the traits? Yes. No, you haven't missed me talk about it. I'm getting there. No, I actually hear you when I said that. I was getting a coffee, my bad. No, you're good. Don't worry. Crystal frags. This morph.
Drinks
Here
all
we go.
around.
21% nerf now. Did you hear me read it? Why are you telling me? On base damage. Thanks, Dad. I know. Oh my god, I'm fucking reading it. Right, next bit. I was a beer all night. This ability can now proc off itself. Disgusting. So, frags, if you're not familiar with them, you fire a magic ability, frags could turn purple, and you get a insta-cast stronger ability, which costs less magic. Then you have to fire another ability that costs magic to get it to happen again, if you're lucky. Now it can proc off itself. So you fire it, you could get another one. So you could just, like, rapid fire. Bang, 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 bang. Which is quite nice. That is also a bit mental. Slightly reduce the damage done from the special proc by 1%. Introduce a safety window after activating the special proc to help avoid immediately queuing the base version's cast right after. So that will prevent you from the proc cast, then hard cast. Because that will happen if people try to do it too quickly. So they've obviously considered that might be an issue. So they've added a little safety window where you can't instantly cast it, I guess. So maybe there's a slight cooldown or whatever. I think the frag tooltip makes up for the lost damage. The tooltip says 66% extra damage, I think, instead of 33. There you go. The thing is, being cheaper, making your next ability cost less if it's not an ultimate. If you manage to successfully get frag, each one would be 10% cheaper than it's supposed to be. Plus, it's cheaper anyway because it's the proc version. Plus, you get the idea. Machine gun frags, perfect. That explained it much, much better. So, your recovery, if you get lucky, is going to be absolutely fucking disgusting. It's quite nice. We'll have to mess with it and see what actually happens, but that sounds quite fun. Crystal Blast. This ability has been reworked into a stamina morph. Oh! And renamed to Crystal Weapon. It is now an instant cast ability that causes your light and heavy attacks made within 4 seconds to deal additional damage equal to the standard spammable amount, such as Lava Whip or Veil Strike. Enemies hit by this ability will their armor reduced by up to 1,000. So it's a penetration debuffer. It is a spammable, stamina-based crystal frag type ability. Although you don't cast frags, it affects your lights and heavies. That is fucking nuts. How many times have we said on the stream we need a fucking stam frag? Oh my god. Happy fucking days. Beer and cake in the chat for the stam sorks. We actually have a stam spammable. Now here's the thing. The bound armaments. The daggers, where you light attack and stack up 4 daggers. That's what we had in the past. So you would light attack using other skills. Blah, 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 blah. 4 daggers. Ding them. Now, you can use this as your spammable. After 4, throw the daggers. Bang, 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 bang. Throw the daggers. Bang, 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 bang. Throw the daggers. All class abilities as well. How fucking cool is that? You can stack this with crushing weapon and an interesting light attack hit too. Well, you could, but you have to be quick with a timer. Spammable. Yes, it's spammable.
I love winning.
Spammable indeed. In case, this ability and its morphs now restore up to 66% of their ability cost if no targets are immobilized. So kind of like change where you can't pull stuff in, you get magic back. This isn't the full amount, but it does help. Thank you for the follow. So if you do a duff cast and somebody else is immune to it, or you just miss or whatever, that's quite helpful. All pets from this skill line now use hybrid of spell damage and magic damage rather than purely magic. This change was done to reduce the total power of these abilities when stacking a singular stat. So packing too much into one area won't give you the most out of it. They kind of bounce off each other, as a lot of other stuff does, but that now affects pets. Rebate, this passive now restores 300 magical or stamina, determined by what the ability cost, when one of the Daedric Summoning non-ultimate abilities end, rather than restoring magicka when your Daedric Summoning pets has died or unsummoned. So this will work along Haunting Curses, stuff like that. Or your shield, your damage shield, in fact. Summon Unstable Familiar. Fix an issue where this ability and its morph's special area of effect attack had a higher chance of applying concussed than intended. Fair enough. Whatever happened? Oh my god. That's not going to help, is it? Sorry, it's a chat. Unstable Familiar. No, read that one. Fix an issue. Here we are. Fix an issue where this ability stun applied a second to the last tick rather than the final one. Dirty. This ability's special ability is now halved when healing itself. Okay. Fair enough. So that helps with recovery as well. Fix an issue where the taunt this pet could cast was on its global cooldown, which could lower its DPS. Remember those people that said it didn't taunt? And I told you hundreds of fucking times it does. Fixed an issue where the taunt this pet could cast. It does taunt. Very good for solo stuff when you want to get stuff off of you and just make it hit the clan fear instead. Although technically the taunt should be on you, but we'll see. Have to test it. If they're fiddling with that, it should be on you because you can see the debuff. But if it actually makes the pet physically do it, that could be funny. I have to make sure we check it because in the past it's been up and down. Bolt Escape. Ball of Lightning. Fixed an issue where this ability's actual Ball of Lightning could count towards successful kills in some cases. Yeah, that's not supposed to do damage. Fixed an issue where the ball would leave a corpse for a brief moment and leave your body behind. Why are people saying the clan fear doesn't taunt? I see it happen all the time. Here's the thing. Put your buffs and debuffs on. Look at the top. You can see. Black background. Broken shield. That's taunt. I've said this for fucking months and I've got a lot of abuse for it. It's there. You can see it. It's intended. It's what it does. But people were using it basically on a target dummy to spam extra damage out of the pet to show that they had overall hyped up DPS when they didn't. Because in content, they couldn't use it because it taunts the fucking boss. But what can you do? Lots of stuff out there. People don't always want to listen to facts. Sometimes they just want to see numbers and ignore it. Ignore the facts. What can you do? Read that one. Adric Spear. Burning Light passive. This needs fucking altering because it's broken as shit. This passive has been slightly reworked so that the damage now triggers when you deal damage 4 times within rapid succession to an enemy with an Adric Spear ability, rather than having a 25% chance to proc per hit. Now, the timer window is long enough that abilities that hit at least once every second between all will continue to proc this passive. So, your puncturing sweeps or jabs or whatever this was doing a little bit too much. That was proccing it way too often, and now it can basically do it once per cast. Which is, well, it's fair, whatever. That is a substantial amount of your overall damage on any Templar build, and it's basically free damage. You just need to use your class abilities. So, for some builds, you might not see any differences at all. Others, with lucky crits and lucky passes and all that kind of stuff, you might. I know kind of phase, even they turn the enemies around. I just don't understand why they would say you're wrong. Because, Chaos, there's lots of people that would like to think that, and they can still live off that that train of don't watch me for the shit. Still burning light is good balance at the moment. Yes, it is. This, honestly, this is one of the things I said at the beginning of the stream. If you don't understand the word balance, go look it up. This, oi! Don't be dead, Claw. Thank you very much for grabbing your rocks on stream. You have just gained 5 Spanish Inquisition rocks collectibles. 2 silvers as well. Very nice, RNG. Thank you very much. So, you have to look at these with a balance point of view. You can't just sit there and go, oh, they nerfed my build, fucks us. That's not going to help anyone. Understand why they did it. This was proccing way too much and outperforming, so they had to bring it down a bit. But the way that they brought it down is not that bad. It's still going to be bloody strong. It's just not going to be over the top like it was. It's wrong because you said it. Correct, Chaos. That happens a lot. There are full forum posts, Reddit posts, Discord chats full of that shit. Don't worry about it. What's up, Zion Ninjas? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. 25% chance of proc and jabs and get 8 minor protection and 10% more crit. Yeah, I know. I do this all day. It's too much. Too many stack and bonuses. We went over this a couple live stream, well, not couple, but a week ago maybe, on live stream, explaining how it's just too many stack and bonuses for one skill. Excuse me. My voice is going really badly. Red, thank you for the follow. Lucky side. You got some good fucking... good RNG there. Who was that? Don't be dead, Claw with a bronze. Foil Spanish Inquisition collectible. Bellow chain sucks a bit because if you aren't using jabs, you aren't proccing it often. You are if you use spears. Excuse me. You can use spears, you can use other abilities. You don't have to just use jabs. But again, if you want to take advantage of your passive, you're going to have to use the skills for it. Would it be accurate to say that the changes are a nerf to the pet sword? Not necessarily. There's a lot of interesting stuff to go there. We'll catch up. We'll go back to that in a bit, actually, because there's some other stuff I want to go over with that, but it actually looks quite nice, especially if you're using it alongside frags. Sabrina, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Puncture and sweeps. Sorry, bear with me just 1 second. I'm rapidly losing my voice. It's every 4th tick of the jabs. Correct. So it's 1 cast. Every cast instead of every single tick. So the ticks before were over a second. So it was 1, 2, 1, 2. You could get it twice. Whereas now it's just once. And shards every 1 second. You could get it to fire every once. This is also nice. Filthy Rich. Oh my god. Thank you very much for grabbing your rocks on stream. Hugely appreciate it, of course. Beer and cake in the chat. 5 Spanish Inquisition collectibles. Different, but I don't think it was enough. It's not enough. It's just that you might have to reassess your build. You might not have to spam jabs all day long, but you'll still get it anyway. It's still gonna proc. Holy fuck! Don't be dead, Claw. You have got to say what? Self-help cat. I can't even say it. Self-help rocks collectibles. Thank you very much indeed. Skyrim potion in the ear. Now I can hear stuff. Have we gotten to the set changes yet? Not yet. Nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition. File, congratulations, you got the joke. Excellent. Punctuous sweeps, let's read it. Fix an issue where the heal of this ability was based off of the damage of the initial hit rather than the amount of the damage done to each individual target, resulting in a significant reduction to healing when hitting multiple targets. With this fix, we'll be keeping a close eye on Templar's ability to stay in the thick of the fight. So, again, you know how this works. That is a potential alteration, but you will have to test it in order to see whether it's too strong or too weak, and that could be adjusted. Class is really obnoxious. I'm literally just about to read it. This ultimate and its morphs now have a minor cast time to help it better sync their damage and animation, as well as adding more time to counterplay to react. Basically, you can bar swap it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So if you get hit by this in PvP, someone can whack it, bar swap, and you didn't even know it was coming. They've basically made it the same as Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker has a 0.4 second cast time. Whether this is the same or not, I don't know. I haven't checked. Which means if you try to bar swap it, it won't work. Holy shit, don't be dead, Claw, with the You're Welcome carried collectible. And he got a gold. Thank you very much. So now if you hit Dawnbreaker, you can't block cancel it or anything like that. You actually just cancel the skill. and it gives people time to get out of the way of it. Radial Sweep has been treated the same way. Is drops on? It's supposed to be. Someone else tell me if it's on or not. Should be. Hey, the music stopped. Let's fix that. If it's not, I'll just turn it off again. Whatever. You see it. Refresh your stream, dude. I was told it was supposed to be on. Changes PvP, but it makes weaving PvE obnoxious. Not necessarily. If you've watched the Sting build, I actually account for that or allow for that with the Nightblade ultimate. And what I do is when I'm on my back bar and I use that ultimate, I always make sure that I use a skill after it rather than hitting it and swapping. So light attack, ultimate, light attack, a skill and swap. That will give you perfect timing because your lights can still weave straight after it and you won't have any downtime at all on your rotation. But if you do try to bar swap with it, you will get stuck. So that's something that you have to do. Adapt to the situation, and that actually works really, really well. So I'm going to put Sting in the chat. If you go to the rotation or even the skills part and go towards the ultimate, it's explained there. There's a timestamp for it as well. It says drop on the stream. It's fine, it should be there. So this is in line with in-cap and Fighters Guild ultimate. Sanitarium, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. There's the link for Sting. If you want some more kind of information on how that can be applied into your rotations, which you might have to adapt to, that should help you because it's flawless. It doesn't have any downtime whatsoever. You don't get stuck. It doesn't feel awkward. The light attack cooldown and the skill cooldown, they line up perfectly. So, Backlash. Fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs stored much more damage done to the... Rev, thank you very, very much indeed for grabbing your rocks on stream. Much appreciated. 10. A fucking 10 Spanish Inquisition rocks collectibles. That's really hard to say fast. I'm not going to. You got some bronzes, you got silver, and you also got a gold. RNG is real. Thank you very much indeed. Rocks in the chat if you don't know what it's about, people. Rocks collectibles for the channel. They are up for a certain amount of time, or there are a certain amount of them, so they're rare. And there's going to be a trade feature added at the end of August where you can actually swap with other people for shinies. If you like collecting Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, anything like that, it's quite addictive. So, fix an issue where this ability and its morphs will do more damage done to the target than the tooltip stated. This will make the ability to require more damage, particularly in PvP, in order to reach the maximum damage. Thank you very much indeed. Don't be Deadclaw for collecting that foil. Carried, you're welcome. Rocks collectible. Hey, I'm sorry if you answered this already, but I missed your answer. Does the More of Inferno monster set aggro enemies? Thank you. It has done in the past. I haven't seen it do it recently. That doesn't mean it doesn't. I can't say on that one for sure. So, as per usual, if I know something, I'll tell you what it does. If I don't know. Hasn't done recently for me. But it doesn't mean it hasn't for anyone. I know the bird definitely does, though. So, Maelstrom Arena, that does aggro the budgie, but I haven't seen it happen to Jeff. Hi, Zone Ninjas. Rick, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Fixed an issue where these abilities did not reset their stored damage values after detonating in some cases. So, this was busted as well. So, when you're seeing jab, 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 backlash, jab, 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 backlash, you're seeing that, right? And they're getting a fuck ton of extra damage because this is overperforming like hell. And this, and I'm sure people knew this as well because why not use it, was broken. Actually broken. You'll find that most things that are OP as fuck are usually got a bug with them. More functions the same as Silk Patch. You have to use keybind to make the target hit the target you want. That's not what they were asking, short. They were asking if it aggroes enemies. So basically, the pets can get attacked by...
Jero, New Year's Eve 1911.
Thank you very much indeed. Those pets that you spawn can get aggro of the enemy, so you don't get hit. They'll hit the pets instead. Jeff, I haven't seen it happen, but I know it has done in the past. Something broken in ESO, surely not. I know. So that's why you don't want to put all your pennies in one jar or all your eggs in one basket. Or just be silly. Because when you get really hyped up about something that's OP, it's going to get changed. Scotty, thank you very much. Not an entity, it's untargetable. I'm saying I have seen it happen in the past, but I don't think it happens now. I can't be sure though. Regardless of what it is or should be, sometimes bugs happen. This is a prime example of it. So, thank you for the follow. Where was I? Patch notes in chat, thank you very much. Cannabis, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
Trouble at the mill.
70k in backlash and PvE. Holy shit, BLK20, you got a blue Spanish Inquisition rocks collectible. You got a foil gold. That is a shiny one. Well done indeed. Again, this was bugged. It was doing more damage than it should. Fixed. Bugs in ESO, lies. It's magic, short bus. It's magic. Healing Ritual. Reduces the cost of its ability and its more to 5265 down from 7290. Decrease the healing of these abilities by approximately 25%. This will set a new AoE heal spammable standard where the healing and cost are 50% more than an AoE damage spammable counterpart, which will monitor and adhere other abilities in the future updates. So this is being monitored as well. I mean, it's all being monitored, but this one's a serious kind of, we're really testing this one. Richard of Ret is a great change. It is. I mean, the heals were fucking high anyway. You just slap it on a DPS, you don't need a bloody healer. And the cost was deliberately high, so people couldn't spam it for cleansers. But we'll see how that is altered. Don't be dead. What's wrong with your RNG, dude? 3 facepalm rocks collectibles, 1 silver, 1 bronze, 1 gold. Congratulations and thank you very much. The hidden features? Yeah, of course. Where the fuck is this gone? This passive... Oh, Lightweaver, sorry. This passive has been updated, so healing an ally under 50% of any Restore and Light ability restores 1 to 2 ultimate, rather than restoring 1 to 2 ultimate when healing an enemy under 60%. Okay, fair enough. This passive no longer extends the duration of Restore an Aura. It's not a bad one. Is what it is.
I love winning.
Thank you for the follow. Warden, Animal Companions, Swarm, Growing Swarm, fix an issue where this ability could be cast while silenced. Okay. Healing Seed, the synergy from this ability and its morphs is no longer count as a green balance skill, as synergies are not meant to be enhanced by their respective skill lines. Passives, they are activated by allies and not the caster themselves. Right, so basically the passives are for the Warden, not for other people, and other people are getting Warden passives from the skill. Whoops! No such thing as bugs, right? I've been using Ritual on my Godslayer prog for trash fights. It does so much damage. Yeah, it does. It's fucking insane, especially if you stack them. You have to be careful, though, because if someone's using Twilight and they are a Templar and they're using that as a healing skill, they might take your Purify by accident, which means, of course, no buff. Twerks as intended. But in Seed's morph, fix an issue where this animation for the recaster's ability could force its animation after a delay, rather than skipping its animation if you were already preoccupied. Fair enough, so a visual issue there. Fix an issue where the heal from this ability could happen twice in some very specific situations. Rip. Destruction Staff. Fix an issue where heavy attacks from lightning staves would quickly stutter after immediately starting to channel in some cases. Good, because that's annoying and it gets stuck. Try Focus. Fix an issue where the splash damage from lightning staves heavy attack was double hit by Battle Spirit, so PvP. Fix an issue where this attack could also proc the concuss status effect despite light and heavy attacks being unable to inflict status effects. Now, while that is doing that, I haven't seen it happen that often recently. So it does still affect it, but not as much as it may look on paper. The skills are still very, very high on that. So if you are using the Easy Sort, don't worry. It's still fine. This isn't supposed to happen, but occasionally it does. Morning, Zai and Ninjas. How we doing? How you doing, Toll? Welcome to the stream. They broke out deliberately. I know, right? Dual will fix an issue where light attacks from this weapon type did not break stealth. Yeah, because you're swinging at someone invisible and you're missing. No, there's a solid target there. You are hitting them. They break stealth. Fix an issue where heavy attacks from this weapon would quickly stutter after immediately starting to channel in some cases. So Resto and Lightning are both channeled magic ability kind of staves, if you like. They both have a very similar animation, and they both get stuck. So that's now been addressed. Crit Charge, Stampede. This morph now also causes the initial hit to deal area of effect damage. Nice. I do like that morph. Reverse Slice. This fixed an issue where the splash damage of this ability was double hit on Battle Spirit. Again, PvP issues. And if it's calling through double buffs, or taking a double hit, that can affect performance quite heavily, especially if everyone and their dog are using fucking two-hander. Imagine how many times in Cyrodiil during Mid-Year Mayhem, people are using this ability, and it's calling double time through Battle Spirit, and just going, hey, system, fuck up, because we're just going to take unnecessary hits. It's crazy. Small things like that you just think, how the fuck did that get overlooked? But at least I found it. Confused about why the star fixes are in a PTS and not on the normal patch. Because they're testing stuff. And because PTS is the next patch. The next patch is the update for the normal patch. It's coming. This is what's coming soon. Zero always thought that light and heavy of the staves had a chance to proper respective alignment. They did at some point, but they weren't supposed to. So I got here late. Can you start over? No, Mojo. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Heavy Armor Unstoppable. This morph now ranks up in duration for Major Resolve granted rather than a duration of CC granted. Good, because that is actually quite nice. It is a very short duration Major Resolve, and I actually do favour having the extension on that, especially versus other class abilities that do that already, which is quite nice. X4, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Fixed numerous issues where the CC immunity from this ability operated differently from the other sources. Fair enough. So this is a bit weird. It doesn't always apply to certain stuns and all that kind of shit. No, it does. The proc chance dragon, if you go onto the live server now and spam light attack with light and stuff, it's very, very rare for you to get concussion. Really rare, in fact. But it has been happening. So the reason, obviously, they want to remove that is because, first of all, it's not supposed to happen. But then also, if you do want to apply concussion, you actually have to fully focus yourself on it or just get really, really lucky. And some people, in some situations where their builds were not built for concussion and off balance, but they were trying to utilize a very small way of pushing it, i.e. lighten stuff, wall of elements from someone who's not really using Destro stuff all the time, they could actually benefit from the extra passive that wasn't supposed to be there at the time. So it's a plus for balance, and also means that if you want to spec that way, you have to go a little more into it. Some of the builds on my channel towards that, though, already do it. It's already covered. Because that's their purpose. By design, believe it or not. World Vampire skill. Fix an issue where 2 vampires could feed on the same target at the same time. Please keep this sort of activity in the privacy of your own homes. Well, that was a bit racy. Blood Scion. Dear, oh dear. How you doing, Mike? Swarm and Scion. Fix an issue where this ability did not display a hostile telegraph. Fix an issue where the damage from the Bat Swarm could fail to break the caster's stealth. Of course, you run into someone who's invisible, hitting them really, really hard. Why are they still hiding? Eviscerate. Decrease the execute multiplier on this ability of Ethereal Burst to 33% down from 50. That was actually fucking strong. Yes, it's all the risk for reward kind of stuff, but it was a little bit high. Had that yesterday. You did? That's funny. This will be juicy. 2 people jump. Never mind. Blood for blood. Decrease the execute multiplier to 60% down from 100. Because I know people are whinging about this. They're saying, oh, people are going really, really low health. Oh my god. That's not fair. They're going low health and getting extra damage. That's the design for the skill. Okay? Risk for reward. Go so low health that if you get hit, you're going to die, but you hit harder. However, yes, it was hitting way too fucking hard, so they have obviously altered that. Thank you for the follow, by the way. This ability now ranks up to 5% execute scan and damage per rank, rather than scan at 1.1% per rank. Fair enough. After casting this ability, you cannot be healed by allies for 5 seconds. So, this is also something was a little cheesy. So, you could make yourself go really, really low, and then bang, splat someone, and then get a massive heal. Now, you can't. If you want to go that risky, you still can, but you can't take a heal for a little while. Will your Easy Sork still work this patch? This is PTS. You will have to wait until the server is live before you get any updates on a build that has not been updated yet for patches that are not out yet. So you have to wait and see. All they had to do was add Major Defile to not get anything from healing. It's too much of a nerf. I don't know. It's too much of a fucking damage burst, if you ask me. So, we'll see. I mean, they might change it. B for B is dead for trials. Was it designed for it? Slashluck, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Misform, fix an issue where speed ribbons would appear while channeling this ability, which apply to invisible husk of your old form before you twisted in to gain unholy powers. That was... Where has he gone? Has patch notes bust so far? Or thus so far? I can't even do words, Rich. I can't even... It's pretty good so far. Everything that I've read... Without testing anything so far, obviously, because we haven't got that far yet. On paper, it's pretty good. Although the light set for one of the first dungeons, the first one on the list, actually, is a little bit pumba. Because it's spell damage, and then you take more damage from fire and undaunted stuff, which you might as well just slap on Julianus. $20 saves the buff bugs instead of nerfing them. Well, we'll see. It's not live yet. So there's 4 or 5 weeks worth of testing to do before anything actually does come out. So... If people are screaming on forums and tears are coming out already, that's all in vain. It happens every time. It's shit. Now, Werewolf. Call the pack. Fix an issue where the passive was not counting with your dire wolves in some cases. So you are supposed to have kind of longer durations, all that kind of stuff. Some changes are great, but some of them make absolutely no sense. Actually, so far I haven't found any that make no sense. That's a difference of opinion. Rocks in the chat. Thank you very much. Don't be scared. Grab your rocks on stream. Add additional fail safes for this ability, and it's morphs to help reduce situations where you could become locked out of using the Carnage Override. Brutal Pounce. Fix an issue where this ability's damage was split into 2 attacks rather than a singular attack and area effect damage. I still don't like that, because there's jump into a crowd, get weapon damage from each person up to 6. But if you jump on the same target over and over and over and over and over, you still get the bonuses to stacking.
I love winnings.
Either you want to benefit from the crowd berserker stuff, or you don't. I don't think you should get both of them. I don't think you should get that weapon stack on one target. I think you should get one bonus from it. I don't think you could get all 6. 15 messages would have deleted. What happened? Someone got timed out. For whom on the team do I need to buy dinner for the... Oh, the spammable. The spammable... That word. Spammable for the Sork is insane. Fixed issue where attack speed from this ability was applying to things other than heavy attacks. Awkward. Vigor, this ability is now first in line to unlock and was swap placed with rapid maneuvers in the efforts to build focused on stamina to have their healthier leveling experiences. Previous XP gained in both of these skills will be retained, but if your assault skill line is too low to obtain the third skill, you will have to level it again in order to get rapid maneuvers. Now, while I'm a little... My voice is gone. Hold on.
Winning. I love winnings. Drinks all around.
Now, while I'm a little pissed that they've moved rapid maneuvers, I need to get some water. I can't even fucking speak. Hold on.
Winning. I love winnings. Drinks all around.
Balls to it. We have one beer in the house. One beer. So I'm going to have that. Rip for those that don't PP. Let me get to it. Talking this much really wrecks your vocals. So, I'm a bit pissed that obviously rapid maneuvers has moved for newer characters because you want to move around fast and get all your stuff done. Whatever. However, I am in full support of them putting Vigor at the top of the list. Because I know so many fucking people that make stamina characters, some of my own as well on different servers, where you just need a heal to be able to play maybe on your own or just in groups or whatever, and it just takes a while. Now, while you can get guaranteed AP in Battlegrounds, it does take a little while to do it. And being the first ability you unlock kind of pushes you into the game a lot quicker. You can pick up a heal at level 10 really quick. Vigor heal sucks. You obviously use it too late. Should have at least made Rapids number 2 in the line. Yeah, maybe. I don't want to lose Rapids for the most of my characters. Well, that is here. They have said this is an issue. You will have to level it up again. I'm annoyed that that's moved, but I can understand why this is here, and this is actually going to help a lot more people. So, there are so many people that refuse to play stamina because they don't have a heal that they really want, or because Vigor is just so far away, or it seems so far away from them. This actually gets people started a lot quicker. Get to level 10, go to Cyrodiil, speak to that woman at the desk, go blah blah blah, I don't want you to tell me what to do, and she gives you Vigor straight away. New stam tunes, happy days. Love the Vigor chains? Yes, indeed. Same people who didn't want to do that for Vigor will complain about doing it for Rapids. Yeah, it's true. People complain for sake of complaining. Vigor does not suck. If you don't like Vigor, then you're using it too late and you're already dead. Everyone has a heal in their class except Nightblade class. You do not understand the skills properly. So, Dragon Knight has a heal, yeah? So, Burning Embers, they count as a heal. Deep Breath, they count and scale off of Magicka, not stamina. Also, Dragon Blood scales off of your max health, not stamina. So, they don't have a stam heal that's really, really beneficial to them. So, for a Dragon Knight straight away, that's done. Nightblade has a heal, but it sucks crap. It doesn't suck crap. It's scaled off of a stat that you're not effectively using. So for you, again, Vigor would be quite helpful. There's other stuff you can use on the Nightblade's arsenal, but it's a little bit later on. Broke back. Never used Rapids. That's probably of Cyrodiil that you can't get there from here this year. Well, I do use it on new characters to get from one place to the other. Nightblade heal can be really strong. Depends on how you spec your character. Why not put Rapids second instead? Fuck knows. Probably hoping for people to buy the skill line. You can't buy the skill line unless you have it maxed on another character. So that's that logic out the window. Nightblade has a hit to heal. Yeah, they do. They have Leech and Strikes. But it's not a heal like Vigor or Warden Spores. No. And it's much later in the skill line as well. It's number 4, I think, in Siphoning. Or is it 5? No, it's 4. Which had more stam heals. Vigor at level 10. Problem solved. Right, let's go into some other juicy stuff. Fixed an issue where enchants that reduce the cost of stamina abilities also reduce the cost of core combat, such as dodge, roll, and bash. They were doing that. I might have used it. You know what would really help people be okay with Zos moving Rapids? A Mammoth Mount. You're not wrong, dude. We need a Mammoth Mount. We need that in Cyrodiil. We need to knock down keep doors with it. They want to make playing stamina characters more appealing, make sprint, bash, dodge roll, and block its own resource pool. That might add complications because they're trying to alleviate a lot of issues on the server with too many called through mechanics. If you add a brand new mechanic for block, dodge, and all that kind of shit, we're just going to go back to square one. So they're going to fix all the call throughs for code from one side and then add loads of extras on another. Maybe it's confusion as I'm max up. My heal is 3725 over 8 seconds. It doesn't state it stacks on stamina, so I never knew it could be better. Well, anything that costs stamina, unless it states otherwise, usually scales off of your weapon damage and stamina. So that's a good base for you. Not always, though. Read the skill very specifically or very carefully. It's part we've been waiting for to read. Excited for your opinions on some of the changes. Yeah, we'll get there, but there's a lot of screaming at the minute. We need a mud crab mount? You're not wrong. Start with vigor, then dive in. Rapid maneuvers shouldn't even be in PvP skill. It's a basic need for every character in the game. They got to put it somewhere. I mean, it could be good for, say, Dark Brotherhood or something like that, because you've got Shadow Rider, which makes you not get aggro off of stuff by chance. So they could put it there. Vigor is a stam skill. Scales of stam. Correct. Drive weapon instead of a hammer. Be a mammoth. Mammoth would be amazing. No more mounts. Give me... Let a goat pet. Right, armor traits. I've said about this before. How many times have I said things are not balanced enough when it comes to traits and Munda stones? First gun support line, done. Griffin mount, get it. Siege, shield, and rapids, done. Right, divines. Increase the bonus to Munda stones to 9.1% up from 7.5. Just bear in mind that may not be a buff for everything, because there's other stuff to consider. So, Impen. Reduce the critical resistance granted to 127 down from 172. It's too easy to stack Impen. Understandably, that makes sense. Infused. Increase the enchant potency bonus to 25% up from 20. So Infused just got buffed to shit. Invigorating. Increase the recovery up to 16 from 11. Now, I have been asking for that for quite some time. We'll have to test it, of course. I still don't think that's high enough. But we'll try it out. Actually, it annoys me when people don't want to PvP to get skills. Think how much PvE you need to do to get character PvP ready. Not a lot. You can go in PvP straight away. But if you want Undaunted and stuff like that, sure, you got to PvE for it. Also, bear in mind that I do actually, personally, I will go into PvP to get stuff or PvE to get stuff. I don't care. I'm not the complainer that sits there and whinges at, oh, that doesn't belong in that content. But I understand why people want it in certain areas. Skullline Rapids. Take it out of PvP skill lines. Well, you do need it to get across Cyrodiil quite fast, because otherwise you're going to be there forever. It's still not high enough, in my opinion. It's not. I've done a lot of testing with it in the past since they changed it to Infuriating, because that's what we're going to call it. Who was that? Elenok with a Ninja Cake Rocks. You got a gold as well. Back of the net. Very nice. Thank you very much indeed. So I tested it a lot with the 11, and it was so close to a single Munda Stone of any of the 3 versions already, it wasn't worth it. And you could find the other stats in your potions and gear and all the rest. It was just not worth it at all. So close. The 16, I don't think on 7 pieces of the same is going to make that much of a difference. I don't think it's going to be that much. I mean, it is a substantial increase if you look at it as almost a 50% buff on top of it. But I still think it's a little low. We'll have to test it. Nonhone, decrease the armor granted to 253 down from 301. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because this is already way too close to reinforced on the larger pieces. So that's a bit shit. Now, I can understand on the belt and the shoes and the hands, or the belt and the hands, sorry, this might have been too strong in some areas, but I don't think that trait is already strong enough. Elenok, thank you very much for grabbing your Spanish Inquisition Rocks collectible. Much appreciated. Only patch notes this stream. Patience. 7 times Invig is less than 1 infused prismatic recovery. I know. That's what I'm going over. I've already done multiple tests with it in the past. This still isn't going to be enough. Rubbish plus 30 and above is literally suicide in nearly every zone. Known-honed on the armor side of things. I mean, on the weapon side of things, it's quite nice. 200 increased weapon damage or spell damage on the weapon if it's gold is great. Known-honed on the armor, the shield benefits from it quite a lot versus reinforced. But the rest of the armor's a bit shit. I still don't agree that Known-honed on armor is in a good place. Elenok with a gold self-help say what collectible. Thank you very much indeed. Your golds are coming out. Oh my god. Thank you very much. Now just not as good as reinforced. It also should just remove from something else as it's just like reinforced. That's also true. It is so much like reinforced because it just adds armor. What's the fucking point? Well fit increase the cost reduction granted 6% up on 5. That's actually quite nice. So this I like. This I do like. It's in the right direction, but I don't think it's enough. But again, we haven't tested it, so we can't honestly say. And I don't mean just a flat test of seeing a number and then that's done. I go over some really extensive shit that you don't get to see. Unless you're in Secret Ninjas on Patreon, of course. This is a nice change. Sure, why not? In Pen, I understand why they've done that. And this one, based on the stuff I've already seen, I don't think you probably should have enhanced Divines. But it does affect some Understones that have been altered, so this might be a plus. This is the only one I disagree with. I don't think Nirnhound is doing the right thing. This needs a whole change. Don't give us armor with it. Give us something completely different. Or nuke reinforced and make that do something else. Why are you... Your remote didn't work to start with. There you go. Let me get to the next one. Decisive. So Decisive has a chance to give you more ultimate, basically. One ultimate, in fact, when you generate ultimate, and that's gone up to 55% up from 40. That's quite good. I have used that in the past on other builds, and it is quite nice. The increase is a welcome one, especially with some of the new sets, giving you 12 to the group or 44 to the group. Plus no nuke reinforce. Defended and sharpened. Increase the amount of armor and armor penetration granted to 3276 up from 2752. So more pen, more armor for those two traits. Now, yes, that you could argue that could trade off with the Nirnhound side of stuff, and your defending could now kind of help out towards not needing the thing. But it's still a useless fucking trait. Get rid of it. Change it to something else. Bring back the traits that give more gold. Oh dear, oh dear. You mean prosperous? Preposterous? Precise. Increase the crit chance granted from the trait to 8.6 up from 7. So higher Understone. Plus that, plus thief. Whatever, we could go all day with this stuff. We need to get through it. Jewelry traits. Arcane, robust, increase the maximum resource granted to 877 from 870. Tiny change, but so what? We'll take it. Bloodthirsty. This trait now grant... Oh. This now grants up to 250 weapon and spell damage against targets under 90%. Who is that? BLK Turner. Thank you very much indeed. Hugely appreciated. Bit and cake in the chat.
The comfy chair.
The comfy chair indeed. Thank you very much for grabbing your rocks. Much appreciated. Thank you for the follow, by the way. So, increase weapon and spell damage for targets under 90% health. Scaling linearly per 1% missing health rather than granting a flat 10% damage increase against targets under 25% health. Ooh. So, starting from 90% health, the less health they have, the more damage you do. Rather than just bursty at the end. That's quite nice. That's the opposite of the Sork passive. With the Armor Divine and Nightblade Grim Focus stagger changes, you get over 80% crit all the time. Yeah, nice. Do you get 1 damage per 1% boss misses under 90% health? We'll have to fully test it, but that's what it looks like. Isn't that just straight back? Isn't that just straight better sustained DPS overall? Technically, depending on your build, yes. So 89% you have 20, 521. Maybe. We'll check it. But it looks actually quite helpful. If you are going to be doing more and more damage, the lower the health goes, rather than just at that execute window, your overall damage is just going to start escalating from the word go. So that's fucking mad. We'll have to test how much of an increase that actually is per build, obviously, but I do like the idea of that. And I like the fact that they've done that with it called Bloodthirsty, because before it was just like, oh, if they go health, kill them. Now it's kind of, oh, I see him dipping a bit. I'm hungry now. I want to kill him some more. It's quite nice. Harmony reduced the synergy effects by 20% down from 35. That was able to stack some substantial bonuses for some of the synergy, so I can understand why they've done that. Health increased on Healthy to 965 up from 957. It's not a massive increase, but we'll take it. Swift has been boosted to 7% from 6. The Tri-Stat one has been increased to 439 and 482 for health and resources, up from 435 to 478. So all the flat ones have been boosted. Bloodthirsty is going to need some serious testing. Harmony is necessary, and speed buff will take it. That's capped anyway. Is there an NDA for PTS? No, there is not. Looks crazy. It does look crazy. It looks fucking good. Mundus Stones. The Atronach and Serpent have had their recovery increased at base to 310 from 238. That is fucking huge. The Mage in the Tower decreased maximum resource granted to 2023, down from 2028. Not really necessary. The Lord has had the health decrease to 2225, down from 2230, so 5 health. The Lady and the Lover decreased the armor penetration granted to 2744, down from 2752. That doesn't even balance out versus the sharpened stuff that's been buffed. So, I mean, it might once you've got all divines, but that might be the problem actually. In fact, this could probably be the reason behind it, because if you go all divines and that's a 9.1% increase rather than 7.5, this will actually go up, even though it looks like it's gone down. So that could be a buff depending on what you're using. The thief increased the critical strike rating granted to 1537, up from 1533. Again, a very small bonus increase, but with the Mundus being updated to a higher amount, obviously you could get a fuck ton of crit out of that. Don't get the small number changes, but I guess that's what I'm kind of trying to explain now. It's a small number to start with, but if you add up divines and then another one, then another one, and then another one, eventually top end, getting the most out of it as you could, that could be quite a big buff. Picked a horrible time to start playing the game. I thought MMOs usually had some stability after expansions, but now all of catching up I did the last couple of months could be wasted. Rip my transmute crystals. Okay, MMOs change all the time. Full God Divines plus Shadow loses plus 1.8 crit for PvE mag sort infused big pieces. Maybe better now. Maybe. We'll see. It's not a massive change, but it could warrant people finally playing the game as it's intended to be played and actually trying other stuff out rather than getting stuck down one tunnel vision fucking avenue, if you like. ESO changes every 3 months, correct. Where are we? Lady Lover, we've done that one. Done that. Thief. Up to there. Ritual. Decrease the healing done granted to 8%, down from 10. That's still going to be a fuck ton anyway. Shadow, no, grants 11 instead of 13. But again, the Divines has gone up. So it's not going to be more necessarily, but it is going to be not that much different. So with this going up slightly, and with this being not too far off what it was, you might actually want to go more crit than crit damage in some situations. Depends. It's going to be build specific though. He said Biss. Who said Biss? Shadow's still Biss, I think. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Here's the thing. I can appreciate Warcraft, Diablo, all those other types of games have a best-in slot, which, by the way, doesn't actually make any sense. Because you've got multiple slots. But if you try to apply that logic in this game, it doesn't happen. It changes so much. There's so many different quintillion possibilities of creating a character, even to the smallest possible variable. There's never a best. Just best for you for the time being. Shadow works a healer now. Yes, it does. I'm getting there. Don't get ahead of me. Oh, damn it. I was going to read it. Crit damage and crit healing. Right, let's get to the sets now. Also, Khajiit have crit healing bonus. Just saying. Natch pose. I know, the hype is real, Rich. Right. Developers comment. Argue with the streamer or this grumpy mod gets the banner. The ban hammer. Correct. If you're just there to cause problems, or you're trying to jump ahead, or you're trying to just do this. Not enough time for that and to read this at the same time. The mods are very nice, but they're also going to stick to the rules. Link to this stuff, please. Put patch notes in the chat, just like it says in the title, if you are looking to read it rather than listen to it. Shadow will still be on the best pick for PvE damage, and Thief needed a buff that it didn't get. No, that's a flat statement that hasn't been tested or proven. You will have to wait and see. Depends on the build. Again, I'm repeating myself. Now, as mentioned in the intro, all item sets have been audited to reduce their implications on performance. Proc sets will no longer do additional range checks on events that already passed 1, such as an event triggered off of a light or a heavy. Will no longer send messages to the server when they fail or are on cooldown and are properly labeled as a proc set to ensure that they do not trigger other proc sets. During this order, we have also brought almost every set in the game under our set bonus efficiency standards, which breaks down a set into its total worth of stats provided, plus modifiers such as how difficult or specific the set is to use or engage with. Yes, certain proc sets do have a skill factor to them. Reliquin, for example. Failure light attacks, goodbye 5-piece bonus. Due to this staging size of the list, we've broken up the changes into more specific categories. Additionally, we have adjusted all of excuse me, all item sets that have radius checks for friendly targets to no longer target all allies, but instead target group members only. This will reduce the amount of passing and messaging dealt by the server and reduce the staggering power many of these sets can enable in non-group content. This change affects the following item sets. This also means, by the way, your buffs and bonuses that were flying around healing or buffing or whatever in PvP only affect your group, which will affect performance because it's not calling through all these fucking commands to the server saying, we need to do this because this person over there, Bobicus Maxicus, got a heal and he wasn't part of our group. Not going to happen. Might actually have to join a group as a healer in Cyrodiil. Yes. This is procs and shit we're talking about. We're not talking about skills and shit overall. Excuse me. Camel, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. It's true he's a grumpy mod. Of course. Right. So, the ones that were affected. Amalex's Mercy. Automated Defense. Bands of Imperium. Cold Harbor's Favorite. Jogger's Rest. Earth Nerf Gore. Grand Rejuvenation. Hagraven. Haven of Ursus. Holofang. Inventor's Guard. Kind's Wind. Lamia's Song. Lord Warden. Lunar Bastion. Master's Architect. Mysterious Service. Powerful Assault. Redistributor. Trinamax Valor. Vestment of Olorime. And Winter's Respite. So these will affect your group, not others. Next. Crafted sets. Alessia's Bulwark. This set now reduces the attacker's weapon damage by 300 rather than 10%. That could make or break it, actually, because if they got a fuck ton of weapon damage or spell damage, weapon damage, say they got, I don't know, 10k, the 10% is a big, big amount. But maybe they're quite low. Who knows? Where am I going with this? Lost it. Armor Master increases the amount of armor granted from this set to 5940 from 5333. Why? Why does it need more armor? Okay, fine, whatever. Assassin's Guard. This set 2-piece is now weapon and spell crit rather than only spell crit. Good. This 3-piece is now weapon and spell damage rather than weapon critical. The 4-piece is now weapon and spell crit rather than weapon and spell damage. So, full out crit set. Cold Harbor's Favor. This set now heals or damages for 16k over 6 seconds rather than 12k over 4. Fixed an issue where the damage could not be purged and did not appear in a debuff tracker. Because it's Armor Master's Eye. Is it because, what the fuck is it called? Ah, my brain has stopped. The fucking crafted one. I forgot what it's called. But, the crafter said it gives you all the armor. Not the Armor Master one, the other one. I know it. I know all the sets inside out, and I can't even think what it's fucking called. Someone help me. Do the brain stuff. Fortified Brass, thank you. That's the one. Maybe it's because the actual amount of armor you could get off of both of them was pretty much the same. Maybe that's why. We got there. I couldn't think. Daedric Trickery. This set now I hate this fucking set. This set now activates upon dealing damage rather than when you are in combat with a timer. Good. Increase the duration of all major buffs granted from this set to 16 seconds up from 10. Okay, I like it a bit more. The cooldown for the major buff applying from this set is still set to 20 seconds. Okay, that's a little bit better than it was, but I still think that's a little bit too unpredictable for me to use. Leaving combat now wipes the major buff and resets cooldown. Okay, that's not too bad. All praise the chaos of Lord Sheogorath. I know it's meant to be a little bit mental. It does look better on paper, and leaving combat wipes the major buff, so obviously you leave combat, go straight in again, you can start the timer. So it doesn't have that you left combat, you entered all of a sudden, and you have to wait 20 seconds still. So that is much faster to get rolling, but still not for me. Deathwind, I fucking love this set. Reduce the cooldown in this set to 15 seconds down from 30. Oh my god! You have no idea how buffed that is. That is dirty. If you are unfamiliar with Deathwind, it's one of my favourite sets in the game. I've used it fucking countless times, especially on leveling characters as an oh shit button. And for any new tank, I would definitely recommend you use it. It's only a 2-trait crafted set. But what it does, when you get low health, if you're taking physical damage and you go below a certain threshold, you go boom and knock all the fucking adds aside. They actually get stunned and flung across the room. And in PvP, by the way, if you're using it on top of a keep, you fling people off the edges. It's fucking great. But 30 seconds was good, but it felt a bit long sometimes. 15 seconds? 15 seconds is nothing. You could just sit there low health all the time and try and hover there with damage shields over your health bar and just knock people around left, right, and center. That is a very welcome and over-the-top buff. I don't see that hitting live. I would almost like to put money on that going up to 20 seconds, maybe a bit higher. That's insane. Love that set. Grave Stake Collector. This one's a bit meh. Reduce the magicka and stamina restored from this set to 4190 from 6.5k. Okay, fair enough. Reduce the proc chance from this set. The stake will spawn on any monster death you damage, but only one stake can be activated at a time. Makes sense. Fix an issue where the set could proc twice from the same stake. Okay, it's one of those sets that is actually quite nice for recovery if you can utilize it, but I personally just think it's way too situational, but maybe some people like it. Ja, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Definitely is Maggie. Yes, it is. Or for solo DPS can use it. Yes, new characters, new players, or even if you're just solo and you want to get all those ads out of the way because you're just getting overwhelmed and you don't want to die just yet, bang, all the ads go flying, gives you that recovery time. It's really nice. Magnus Gift, increase the proc chance of this to 15% up from 8. Very nice. Mechanical Acuity. This is going to make the old Sting update very, very nice. Or the crafted version of it. Remove the proc chance from this set. Guaranteed. This set now grants guaranteed critical strike to all abilities, by the way. To any ability that can naturally critical strike, so no procs, rather than only attacks, which is nuts. Reordered this set to 2 to 4 piece bonuses to better account for bar swapping. Ooh. By the way, the cooldown is still the same. So basically before, where you wanted it to proc on the front bar and not on the back, and then you swap to the front and it goes again, sometimes now it's guaranteed. So you can always basically time it. If you can tailor your rotation to allow for the time down and the time up, you can guarantee it on your front bar. Thank you for the follow. Might have Lost Legion. This set now grants additional 1206 max health on its 5-piece bonus. Okay, fine. Whatever. Noble's Conquest increases the healing done from this set to 4560 up from 4300. With stack on bonuses, that's going to be a bit of a buff, which is quite nice. It's not massive, but it'll do. I still don't see that raising any extra interest. Nocturnal's Favor. This set now heals you for 9846 over 5 seconds with a 5-second cooldown, rather than healing you for 4k instantly with a 2-second cooldown. So hot instead of burst. Helpful, but not necessarily a buff. It depends on how often you would really need it. It's not bad. I like any hots anyway, because they stack, so whatever. Oblivion's Foe. This set now increases the damage of soul magic attacks by 2466, rather than adding 1000 weapon and spell damage to your soul trap. Increase the recovery bonuses to the 2 and 4 pieces, to 211 up from 129. That's a big bonus. That's actually quite nice. Redistributor. This set now procs on overhealing cause, rather than when you heal yourself at full health. Good. I like the overheal stuff. That is really annoying when you're trying to use a proc set that procs off of a heal, but it doesn't fire unless your health is under max. Because that also creates an awkward proc condition. If it has to go through the server and go, no proc, no, not happening, you're full health, sorry, can't happen. It's too confusing for everything. And too many of those things will fuck things up. So I'm glad they're allowing for overheal now. Can we make Mike do the MC Hammer time dance? Maybe. Shacklebreaker. Increase the stamina and magic this set grants to 2065 up from 2k. Not fucking necessary, but whatever. And reorder the 2 to 4 piece bonuses to better account for bar swapping. Fair enough. So front bar stuff was a lot more beneficial. If you swap it, you don't lose the piece that you wanted. Shalidor's Curse. Please be nice. This is a bit dog shit for a long time. This set now activates off light and heavy attacks rather than only light attacks. Fair enough. Increase the healing to 3288 up from 600 and added a 1-second cooldown. That is disgusting. 3k from a light or heavy with a 1-second cooldown is very strong. Might mess with that. Got to get back to work, guys. Have a great day or night, whatever you are. Thank you very much indeed for joining. Bit and cake in the chat for anyone who went to leave the stream. Tava's Favor. This one's been fucked with a lot in the past. Finally, please get this right. This set now grants 12 ultimate over 3 seconds, up from 9. And the updated tooltip to mention the 3-second cooldown. That is quite nice. Fair enough. Turok's Pact. This set, 2-piece, is now armor rather than spell damage. Increases the cooldown reduction of enchants to up to 33% up from 30. And increases the potency of enchantments to 90% up from 30. Fucking hell. Infused up by 25% and that. God. Put that on fucking easy sort crafted version. Lightning proc fucking glyph for days. By the way, do you know on the forum said that the bonus for 90% of Turok pack is supposed to be 45? Damn it! It's still fucking high. Type it already. I'd ignore that. It's not 90. It's still going to go way up, though. How many times do I need to post it? I've seen it. If you consider this and 45 and a 25% from the infused trait anyway, it's still a big, big chunk of buffing. It's fucking nuts. That was extremely exciting. 45 is still exciting. Not as much, but I'll take it. Trouble Fighter set now grants 8,500 armor while under the effects of elemental elemental status effect, rather than granting 7,721 for the specific elemental type for a short duration after being hit. That makes sense because it's so fucking awkward. Oh, I got hit by ice. Great. 7k ice resistance. And then you get hit with a fireball and you're fucked. Whereas this is all armor. So that is very tanky in comparison to before. If you get hit with those types. If it's oblivion damage, you're fucked. You have to be hit by the status effect, though. Tourist pack is the best way to use the overabundance of filled soul gems. You're not wrong. Twilight's Embrace, the set 2-piece, is now magicka rather than health. Fair enough. Vampire's Kiss, is set now heals for 8.8 over its duration, up from 5.1. Fix an issue where the heal could critically strike. So this set here with the healing has been buffed, and so has... Where the fuck did it go? Shadowdoor's Curse. Very, very nice. This is one of those that on paper, when the game first came out, or when this set first came out, in fact, looked really, really strong, but over time it's just got nuked by other sets. It's just got lost. That's a good buff to it. Veron's Legacy, reduce the damage bonus for this set to 3,290, down from 3,450. Not that much. Reduce the window in which you must activate it to 5 seconds, down from 8. Okay, so pay more attention. Remove the proc chance and added a 2-second cooldown. Now whenever you block an attack, your next direct damage AoE deals an additional 3,290 damage with a 2-second cooldown. Very situational. White Straight's Retribution, increase the size of the damage shield to 13k up from 10. Hello, very nice. Willow's Path, increase the recovery bonus to 25% up from 15. See, that's one that is really, really nice again on paper, but you just... It's so old school, where people used to use just recovery food, low health bar, low stand bar, low magic, and just fuck tons of recovery and just outplay the other person until they got no juice left. So maybe that'll see a little bit more attention, but I really can't see it. I think that needs a bit more of a change overall. Unless they just deliberately want it to be a full recovery set because there's nothing else really like it. So, we'll see. Uptime is not a real command. You made that by yourself. Look at these notes. They're insane. Overland, Akaviri Dragon Guard. This set now grants you additional 158 health recovery on the 5-piece. Okay? Armor of the Training. Please stop fucking with this set. They nuked it already. Armor of the Training, this set is now a 3-piece set rather than a 5-piece. Okay. I stand corrected. That's actually quite nice. When it first came in, it was a 5-piece bonus set. It was on Overland, like the really new player areas, and it used to give you like 2.5k of all resources, which was fucking disgusting. Then they halved it overnight when everyone lost their shit over it. Not quite overnight, but quick. Health, magic, and stamina. Nice all-rounder 3-piece bonus set. Based on the fact that we've got mythic items and shit now, and people are using 3-piece sets more often because they've got to try and fill the gaps with other stuff. That's not a bad one. It's not the end of the world. We get 1 piece that's not a monster set hype. Yeah, exactly. 1 piece of it gives you health. Fair enough. What they could do, though, is balance this out a bit more. Because a 2-piece is very easy now for a Magicka DPS to benefit from it. But stamina can't. You need a 3-piece for the stamina, and you've got the Magicka as well, even if you didn't want it. So what they probably should do is half this. Half that down the middle, and go stamina magic on the 2-piece. Half it again, stamina magic on the 3-piece. That would be more beneficial for everybody. If they want that to be an all-round 3-stat set. Would make more sense. Like the 5-set bonus on my new characters open up the store for treasure maps and just to use that to start. Use that as a training set. Yeah, it's pretty good. Veiled Inheritance, increase the weapon damage bonus this set by 516 up from 400. This set now permanently increases your bass attacks damage by 516. So, if you paid attention to the last update, thank you for the bits, by the way. I'll read it in just a second. Oh my god, there's someone in my room. They're running with me. A banana. Oh god, they're shoving it down my throat. What the fuck? Thank you for the bits. Much appreciated. If you paid attention to the last update, they made it so that Bash is its own kind of unique style of damage, because it was just too easy to get that free damage by stacking weapon damage and all the rest of it. So now that was not so beneficial towards it, but now bash damage you can actually spec deliberately into. So I mean, this is for that basically, if you wanted to. Thank you for the host, much appreciated. But again, I don't really see me using it right now. I could probably make something a bit nuts with it, but it's got a place.
I love winnings.
Vinny, thank you for the follow.
Around.
Wonder what's the best beer to drink. Dude, I've got 1 Guinness in the house. That's it. That's all I've got. Bahara's Curse. Increase the damage done by this set to 960 up from 860. Increase the proc chance to 25% up from 10. That's fucking disgusting. And reduce the snare potency from 60 down from 70. I don't care about the snare stuff. This is actually quite a nice damage over time set. You do damage and you do magic damage on the ground in a little rune, and it just procs and procs and procs and gives you heals, which is quite nuts, especially if you're solo. This increased proc chance now makes that a lot more consistent, and it can overlap. It can proc on top of the old one when it's almost finished. So that's a good buff, especially with it being overland as well. What's set with Necro ulti and go full bash damage only? Exactly. The best beer is no beer. Beekeepers. Where's Batman? He's gonna go fucking nuts for this. This set's 3 and 4 piece bonuses are now health rather than health recovery. Increase the health recovery to fuck off. Increase the health recovery to 900 from 400. Where's Batman? He is gonna lose his shit. He loves that set. Bloodthorn's Touch. Increase the magic and stamina generated from this to 958 up from 660. This set I have actually used quite a bit in the past. I used to use it on a mag DK, and this 660 is quite nice, but it didn't feel like it was enough. That may not actually look like a massive increase, although it's a high percentage increase, but it might not be overall versus how much you spend on your skills, but that will actually take the edge off or add an edge to it, whichever way you want to look at it. Thought Batman when I saw Beekeepers. Daki TV, how you doing? Get him a shout out, please. Welcome to the stream. Brightheart, reduce the healing from this set to 350, down from 378. Now, that is not that much. Based on how stupidly highly overpowered that fucking heal is, especially with heal and receive bonuses, that needs a bit more than that. Bringing this down to about 200. With your stack on bonuses, you'll still make it really, really high anyway. This is too high right now. I think Baharas would work alongside Legion as new tank. Lots of people have asked me that over the last 3 or 4 years, and lots of people have tried to tell me that that's what it should do. It's just too much overkill. You've got the healing from Legion anyway. You get the healing from Bahara's Curse as well, but you have to do damage to proc Bahara's. You take damage to proc Legion, so it makes sense as a tank that you just get hit and it does it, rather than forcing you to try and be a DPS. That Bloodthorn on a sap tank back in the day, on an old Siphon on my sap tank, never dip on stamina while pound blocking. True. Did they snap jabs in half? No, they altered it a little bit so that Burn and Light wasn't quite so fucking broken. That can proc basically once per jab, rather than once every second hit. This set no longer has a proc chance. Whenever you deal critical damage, your weapon damage will now be increased by 450 for 10 seconds. While the effect is active, any critical strikes by you will also heal you for 350 with a 15-second cooldown like normal. Again, this can be fully controlled. If you set your rotation up enough to accommodate for the cooldown, you will be able to actually activate this on the front bar without fail, rather than just hoping to fuck that it procs. Guaranteed proc chance. So this, again, with a guaranteed proc chance, with being able to control it, I still think that heal is too high. I'm happy with the weapon damage. I'm happy that it does heal. I'm happy with the cooldown and the uptime, but I still think this is overkill. So I do think for the sake of balance, at least, they should bring it down a bit. 450 weapon damage and can't fucking die? Still like it, but bring it down a bit. Increase the magic recovery this set grants up to 167 from 150. Not a massive increase unless you're stacking mag recovery, and lots of it. For that I didn't consider range magpie with the burn and light change. Sadly, I just built a dark flare sniper and Fratians change makes me cry. Dude, spears. Your blazing spear will still proc it, so it's fine. You have to consider that if you're using the range spammable that does single target big hits, that's your loss to gain. So instead of having jab, 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 and having to spec for that, and getting the burn and light passive at the same time, you'll still get it from your spears, and you'll do additional damage, obviously, from your range stuff, because that hits a bit harder anyway. It's a trade-off. That's a style of play choice, and it is what it is. Where do we go? Call of the Undertaker. This set no longer has a cooldown. Okay. The set now triggers off of any damage done rather than only light attacks. That is a substantial buff. He's talking about the stacks from Stranglers going away. Oh, that? That's nice. We're getting there, I was going to say dude and then Jer and then Bobble at the same time. It's gone wrong. Let me get there first. Where the fuck has it gone? Champion of the Hist. This set now grants up to an additional 1206 max health for 1 to 5 pieces. Nice. Crafted Alfiq. Reduce the magicka granted to 2550 from 2560. That's not really going to make a massive amount of difference. Even with stack on bonuses. Deadwater's Guile. This set now scales with the item level and quality. Increase the ultimate granted to... Fuck off! Lee, thank you for the host. That set, I have used that in VMA with Heem Jazz. Heem Jazz, if you're not familiar with it already, put Fury in the chat. You get Major Berserk for getting a kill. Or for something dying within 28 meters of you that you're in combat with. And every 5 seconds, I was getting Major Berserk easily. And I was getting 5 ultimate. Or whichever the fuck it was. I think it was 2 ultimate, actually. This fucking shit... It was 2 to start with. They buffed it. 15 per kill. Was it a 2-second timer? That's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. I mean, the fact that they pushed it up that high leads me to believe that that's a threshold that they're kind of testing. I would imagine that's going to come down. It's based on per kill, so there's no guarantee you're going to get the ulti. Someone else could get it if you're in a group. But if you're solo, PvP or PvE, that's ultimate spamming for days. So, we'll have to see. 15 ultimate per kill is fucking stupid, especially if they're Undead, Daedra, and Werewolf. That's another 9 on top of that. You add Decisive on top of that, especially now that it's 55% instead of 40 on a 2-hander. Holy shit. Holy shit indeed. That's nuts. This set now grants additional 129 weapon damage on its 5-piece bonus. Buff to hell. New Skyreach set is what I'm seeing. Fuck Skyreach. Defiler. Increase the damage done from this set to 6,840 up from 6k. Remove the proc chance from the set. Good. The hunger from this set is now stationary, cannot be targeted, and disappears after ending its attack. Fix numerous issues with the hunger. Would constantly attempt to channel its ability and stop preventing it from ever attacking. So the animations and glitches of it has all been fixed, and it doesn't have a proc condition. Well, it does have a proc condition, it doesn't have a chance, so it's guaranteed if you apply the correct condition. And what was it, do poison damage or some shit like that, and increases damage done of it. So that's a buff flat out, like a sword killing undead pretty much, plus Nightblade passive. Yeah, you take a potion. There's a lot of ulti generation buffing on this particular update. That might be for the vampires out there having more expensive ultimates. Like a trade-off. Take more damage, have these passives, cost more stuff, have better recovery, have higher ultimate because it's more expensive anyway. My Derek can still come out to play with my Jeff. Yes, of course you can. Jogger's Heritage. Increase the health from this set to 8,750 from 7k. Or the healing, sorry. Reduce the cooldown to 7 seconds from 20. That... That's fucking broken as well. They're making some really old sets much, much more relevant by, instead of making them drift into the background when new stuff, like ultra new stuff, comes in, they're kind of giving them a bit of life back. So again, choices. There are fuck tons of choices already, and now this gives us even more. Fix an issue where the heal could critically strike. Of course, it's not supposed to, it's a proc. Where can I find the patch notes? Can you share the link, please? Put patch notes in the chat. It's also in the title. Dreamer's Mantle. This set now restores 1058 magicka on proc rather than healing you for 7k on proc. Reduce the cooldown to 7 seconds from 200. So these two used to do basically the same thing, but now one gives you magic back and the other gives you health back. So you can still stack them, but you get 2 different resources back instead of 1. The heal from this set now activates once every second rather than requiring you to light or heavy attack to activate it. Reduce the healing to 1k per tick from 2. That makes sense considering the proc condition is obviously a lot higher. Green Pact. I have wind. Increase the health recovery bonus on this set to 356 up from 250. Not bad. This set now lasts 10 seconds. Griffins. This set now lasts 10 seconds up from 3. So, if you paid attention to my Yogi build, when Somerset was released, two-handed weapons became two pieces. And that is why I made a bow build, because it was able to be done. Griffin's Ferocity was used because it gives you minor force, which meant I didn't have to fling a beast trap. But the 3-second timer on it meant if you swap bars and do stuff on the back bar, you could still keep it to an extent, but it would fall off occasionally. Then, when Zovkins came out, thank you for the sub. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Then, when Zogvins, I can never say it properly, came out, that had a longer duration on it. Now, one has got weapon damage, one has got pen. The difference, obviously, was the fact that this cooldown was a bit... Well, not cooldown. The uptime was choppy. So, the other set was a buff for it, in comparison. Now, with the timer being 10 seconds, you're not going to have any issues bar swapping with it. So, now it's a case of, do you want the one with the pen, or do you want the one with the weapon damage? So, that is a buff to the set. Very nice indeed. You don't have to go into fucking Frostvault to have minor force on both bars pretty much all the time. Happy days. Mora House, please make a Minotaur charge at the group. We had the new Dragonborn this stream. You have had a new Dragonborn this stream, and I even pressed the button. I forgot. There you go. You know the rules. People to fight starts again from scratch. If you kill that Dragonborn, you'll take its place in stream. I have to kill you instead. It's nearly dead. Mora House, increase the damage done from this set to 3338, up from 1830. Good, because it doesn't do enough damage. This set now grants an additional 129 stamina recovery on the 5-piece. Buffed, not massively, but it's a buff nonetheless. Hardy the Werewolf, increase the ultimate to 6 up from 5. Meh. Holy shit, Rav. Rev even. What an absolute legend. Beer and Cake in the chat. Rev, thank you very, very much. 5 gifts us up to the channel today, but he's up to 535 gifted subs. Gerbil, thank you very much. You have gained 3 Say What Rocks collectibles. Thank you very, very much indeed. The self-help Skyrim potion to make my hearing work. You have the collectibles for that. Thank you very much. And you got a silver. Your RNG is very nice. What do we get? Live wire. Reduce the cooldown in this set to 6 seconds from 8. Very nice. Remove the proc chance and fix an issue where the heal could critically strike. So the heal's not supposed to crit. Fair enough. No chance. It just happens. You basically apply concussion and area of effect every 6 seconds. It's fucking filth. Guaranteed. Really, really nice. Massive buff to that set. Mad Tinkerer. Increase the damage. Good, we need that. Mojo Master. Hype train has started. Oh my god. Thank you very, very much indeed. Hugely appreciated. Bit and Cake in that chat. 500,000 damage done to our current Dragonborn. Don't forget, if you do kill the Dragonborn, you'll take its place in stream. I have to kill you instead. Hype train level 1, 70% in. Get stuck in, people. Remove the proc chance for this set. Whenever you deal damage, the Ninja Raptor will fly out and do damage. Reduce the cooldown from 8 seconds down from 10. So this got a nasty buff as well. Just bear in mind it does stun targets. It flings them up in the air. Very fun, but your tanks might get pissed off. My favourite solo set. Solo? Yes. Amazing. Really, really fun. You have a robot raptor that spins and spins and knocks stuff over like they're bowling with the enemies. Mark of Pariah. Reduce the maximum armor in this set to 10,206, down from 11k. Okay, fine. Who was that?
Pardon?
Pardon. Thank you very much for grabbing your rocks. Bit and Cake in the chat. Rocks in the chat, in fact, if you don't know what that's about. Rocks info if you want more info on it. Meridia's Blessed Armor. This set now causes you to dodge all incoming attacks for 5 seconds after blocking an attack, rather than having a 33% chance on blocking an attack to make the character miss all outgoing attacks in 5 seconds. Increase the cooldown to 25 seconds, up from 10, and updated visuals of the set. The only thing that pissed me off with that set, I was really upset about it actually, is it didn't work for major bosses. So you couldn't basically blind the bosses themselves. However, with that dodging attacks, that should work. We'll have to test it. I mean, it's been on and off through patches. Sometimes it has, sometimes it hasn't. But if it does apply to actual major bosses as well, that could be actually very, very fun for newer tanks trying to fight the warrior. Update the visual set, read that already. Increases... Zam! You are a legend. Thank you very much. Hugely appreciate, of course, Bit and Cake in that chat. Zam, you are a legend. If the music's too loud, just tell me. I like the move, always proccing with maybe slightly lesser effect with a percentage chance of a great effect that maybe won't happen at all. Yes, the actual way that they've done that is really, really nice. And it also affects your performance as well because it's not calling through loads of different conditions. So, I mean, that's obviously at base the main concern. But the way that they've done it is actually beneficial inside gameplay as well. It's not just a back-end kind of fix. It's both front and back. It's really nice. But okay, so I want to thank you very much for the bits. Much appreciated. Mother's Sorrow. Increase the spell crit this set grants to 1937 up from 1924. Rev. What the hell, dude? Another 10 gifted subs to the channel. Thank you very, very much indeed. Hugely appreciated. Beer and cake in the chat. What an absolute nutcase. 5, 4, 5 gifted subs. Dead Dragonborn. Oh my god. You know the rules, people. The fight starts again from scratch. If you kill that Dragonborn, you'll take the space the streamer have to kill you instead. Does Blessed Armor make Tava's usable again? Technically, yes. That set bad needed a buff. Yes, it did. Look at it. It's fucking nothing at all. You watch people go, oh my god, it's got buffed. And then when patch day releases, it goes down. Happened before, it could happen again. Necropotence reduce the magic granted while a pet is active to 3132 from 3150. Again, this is to defeat stacking bonuses overall because you can get some stupidly high shit. Fucking hell. Plats, you're an absolute legend. Thank you very, very much for those 5 gifted subs. Hugely appreciated. Beer and cake in that chat. If you've received a gifted sub, make sure you say thank you. If you have the emotes, make sure you spam them. Plats is up to 157 gifted subs. Dragonborn dead. You know the rules by now, people. Kill that Dragonborn. Now, again, what I was saying on this, there's lots of bonuses, especially flat magic, flat stam, flat health, where sets benefit from being stacked with other types of that bonus. And they can get stupid. And it looks like, although these are minor alterations, it looks like they're trying to bring that top end down a bit. Nightblade's Embrace increases the weapon damage of the 5-piece on this set to 171 from 129. See, this standardization here of 129 on most weapon damage bonuses and shit like that has been somewhat busted, because some of their sets are offering some obscure numbers, but it's a buff to the set nonetheless. Plague Doctor, change the 4th piece to health rather than heal and taken. More health on that one. Reduce the max health of the 5-piece bonus to 2804, down from 3k. So, while you lose 200 on here, so stacking bonuses will be less, you do have a 1k bonus, well, 1206 or something, here, which will technically push it a little bit higher, probably not by much. You're amazing, damn, I love him to finish a sentence. Thank you very much. Princess Rags, decrease the magicka stored per second to 943, down from 1k. Not massive, but the recovery Munderstone is high anyway, so you could still stack it high. Fix an issue where this set could activate while mounted. Okay, that's a problem. So even stuff like this, you could argue, oh, we could use a Munderstone and loads of divines. We could push up the flat bonus and still get a really high recovery rate, which you can anyway. The idea for that is basically bringing it down won't make that much difference to someone just using the set. But it will encourage you to stack the bonuses if you want to. Plague Doctor gives only health. Yes, correct. No healing received bonuses. Robes the Wither's Hand increases the magicka and health restored from this set to 1637 up from 1450. Sensual Defender, this set now restores 757 magicka and stamina per stack up from 666. That's a lot, especially if you're stacking other passive bonuses. Yes, correct, Black. Sensuous Bite increases the critical damage hit bonus of this set up to 15% from 12. That's quite high, but then consider the Shadow Munderstone has obviously gone a little bit in another direction, especially alongside Divines and all that good stuff, so you could end up not really making a massive difference. 7th Legion, decrease the weapon damage and health recovery granted by this set to 341 from 350. Increase the duration and cooldown to 15 seconds. Excuse me. Shadow of the Red Mountain, oh my god, Rip Murderfire. Decrease the damage dealt by this set to 5918 down from 8k. Honestly, it does hit a little hard. And remove the proc chance. So it was when you do, 10% chance of doing weapon damage, I think. Now, whenever you deal damage with a weapon, so 10% chance is gone, it's just doing it. You spawn a volcano that erupts after 1 second. That deals 5k damage, 6k damage almost. Close enemy, this effect can only occur once every 2 seconds. That technically could be a buff. Although the damage is flat less, your proc rate is up. Because you could make it proc every 10 hits once. Whereas now, every 10 hits, it's going to fire. So, that's fucking insane. If you consider the way that they've now allowed the proc condition to apply itself, that's a buff. Oh dear, oh dear. Murder of Fire might have gone up a little bit. More buff than nerf. This is exactly what I just said, House. You just repeated my words. We'll come back to that. We're going to test it anyway. Shulk's Exoskeleton. This set now grants up to an additional 129 spell damage when wearing 5 pieces. Silks of the Sun. This set's 2-piece bonus is now crit rather than max health. Interesting. Soulshine, now I don't like this set. Now grants you 369 spell damage for 5 seconds after activating a channel or cast time ability rather than adding 450 spell damage to your channeled abilities. So, that is a better proc, but I don't think it's necessary. I think there's other stuff out there that would be a lot stronger flat on paper or even in application to not warrant having that bonus. I mean, it's pretty good, but if you compare that to stuff on the stamina side of things like Briarheart, it's not even touching it. More spell damage on a dizzying swing. Yeah, indeed. Love the Red Mountain set because I always see you wear it in mechanics videos. That's the Murder of Fire build, dude. So you should be putting Silks of Sun on Mag Decay. Silks of Sun has been on Mag Decays for fucking years. But it used to give you a health bonus on the first piece, or the 2-piece bonus, so the first bonus you get, rather than crit. So it's gone more for your damage chance, note the word chance, rather than your survival on that bonus anyway. The set itself, the 5-piece, hasn't been altered. Spinners and Spriggans increased, oh my god, not by a lot, only by 10, increased the penetration bonuses from these sets. It's a small amount, but then Sharpen got buffed as well. You start adding more, it's going to make a difference eventually, but this being only 10, I don't think was a necessary change. Maybe it's just to add up numbers overall eventually, because there's some spare numbers left out here and there if you're not considering champion points, whatever, but it's a little bit clear. Stendar's Embrace. This set now removes all negative effects rather than 5. Oh, fuck off. That's nuts. Remove the proc chance from this set. Now, whenever you heal a friendly target, you remove all negative effects from them, and this can happen once every 30 seconds. So, that is OP as fuck, but a very long cooldown. So what you could do, you'd have to be very careful to make sure your passives didn't fire this. Watch your race and all the rest of it, because if you were an orc doing weapon damage, and you did a heal from 4 seconds gap from each other from doing weapon damage, basically, that could accidentally fire. So if you're a magical orc, be careful. But if you could deliberately put yourself in a situation where you're taking loads and loads of debuffs at once and then fire off that heal, that's fucking stupid. That could negate a lot of pressure. I still think that's a long timer and very, very situational. But this bit, all negative effects is filthy. So if you're a Templar going up against multiple DKs or some shit like that, and you just got loads of stacked fucking dots on you, but you're not dying yet, and you just pop one heal, goodbye. All dots, they've got to reapply the bastards. And 10 pen or 7 HP as a dive ESO set. So it's crazy. It's to do with stacking effects, dude. Eventually. They have to consider what people try to do with them. But again, that's still a very awkward amount. So, Storm Knight. Reduce the damage done in this set to 246 per tick, down from 4373. Remove the proc chance. Now, whenever you take non-physical damage, you deal shock damage to all enemies in area of effect within 5 meters every 2 seconds for 6. So, that's basically overwhelming for a tank. Damage is now probably labeled as damage over time rather than direct damage. Ha ha ha. So, that's nuts. It's actually a bit of a buff as well. This set now grants 369 spell damage for 15 seconds after leaving stealth or invisibility, rather than increasing your damage done with magical abilities while in stealth or invisibility. Because that was like 20% or something, wasn't it? 3-piece set is now spell damage rather than stamina. Depending on how much you've got already, that might be a nerf to you. That's very situational, build specific. Like one heal, multiple targets. Yeah, that would work. I mean, you mean the cleansing itself? You'll have to test it. I'm talking about solo. Subside ninjas. And he said minjas. That was funny. How you doing, T. Riley? Swamp Raider. Please zoom a little. You could make your screen bigger. If I zoom too far, I'm not going to be able to bloody see it. My screen's massive. Where the fuck is it? Swamp Raider. This set now increases the weapon damage of your poison and disease attacks by up to 600, up from 450. Swap the 3 and 4 piece bonuses to properly match other sets such as Silk of the Sun or Netch. Oh! Nice. Okay, so before, the 450 was irrelevant because there are sets that give you 600 or so, or not far off 600 weapon damage, so you just use them instead for all skills. This one, focusing on a specific damage type and being higher than the sets that give you flat weapon damage, now makes it a little bit more relevant. Jilbab even, if you want to read them by yourself, you can of course put patch notes in the chat, but I am going to read through these anyway, so it's entirely up to you. Sword Singer, this set now increases weapon damage of a 2-hand attack by 600. See, this, again, same applies to this. 450 is fucking useless. You might as well just put something on, like, that gives you 400, 500, 600 weapon damage for everything. But this is now tailored more towards that skill set because instead of putting weapon damage on all and being the same and outperforming this set, this one now actually, fair enough. Cerebrane's Grip reduced the Magicka restored on this set to 805 down from 860. That one's not... I don't see that used that much anymore. Used to a lot, not so much now. Especially not since Bright Throats and shit like that came out. Savara's Scales. Increase the damage done from this set to 1000 plus 10.3k over duration. Up from 9.6 to 5.8. Increase cooldown 7 seconds for 6.5. This is fucking nuts, actually. And removed... Love you'll be good. See that, Aranok? Thank you for watching. Remove the proc chance from this set. Now when you deal damage, a burst of Lamian Poison that deals 1k poison damage in a 5-meter radius and additional 10.3k damage over 6 seconds to all enemies. When you deal damage. That has been substantially increased, so that's quite nice. Another buffed set. We have a lot of things to test. Reduce the damage done by this set to 4.9k down from 5.1. Remove the proc chance from this set. When you take physical damage, you deal shock damage in a 5-meter radius around you. This effect can happen once every 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, bang. 1, 2, 3, bang. Stack that with Storm Knight. Disgusting. It was already fun, but oh my god. Increase the damage and healing from the set of Trinamax Valor. This set has been altered so much since Orsinium, and it just keeps getting fucking better. Tooltip now probably mentions the delay before the damage and the heal. Excellent. So Trinamax got a buff. Twin Sister, reduce the damage done from this set. This is also one that's been fucked with a lot because it bleeds. Reduce down to 13.3, down from 14.4. Remove the proc chance from the set. Now when you block an attack, all enemies within 5 meters will bleed for 13k over 10 seconds. Not bad. Unfathomable Darkness. Do not break it. Do not. Thanks for late, man. I would just on my phone, just couldn't zoom in. No worries, dude. Remove the proc chance from this set. Now, when you deal damage, a murder of crows will be summoned around you. Every 3 seconds, a crow will be sent to peck the closest enemies within 12 meters, dealing 6k physical damage. Red Mountain got buffed to shit. Unfathomable Darkness got buffed to shit. The combination of those two sets on Murder of Fire, put murder in the chat, has already been powerful as fuck for a very long time, hence why the build is so successful. Working as it was working, as intended, as designed, it was good. This has got to be nuts. Murder of Fire's just got buffed. The whole build just got increased. Not to mention the fact that Valken Scoria last update had a penetration bonus. Spell penetration, while you're doing fire damage on a stamina build. So that's a buff also. Murder of Fire over 3 months has basically just been boosted to shit and is more relevant than ever if it goes live. How fucking cool is that? You know what that's called? That's called being right all along. Sorry, I shouldn't be that smug. Fuck it. Middle finger to those who said it was shit. Working as intended. Sam, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I like seeing stuff like that happen. You're fucking wrong, bro. Nope, it got stronger every fucking patch and still getting stronger. It's not live, so anything could change. So let's not be that guy. But if it does come through, that's going to be really, really nice. War Maiden. Good. Same standard of setups as this kind of stuff. Focusing more on the magic damage. Again, this was shit, in my opinion. Because 400 extra spell damage just to magic abilities negates all fire, ice, lightning, whatever. It's just magic abilities. Being 400 spell damage to just magic abilities, meaning none of your other attacks get buffed by it, is fucking stupid. You might as well just slap on Sororia. Or Skaven Mage. But now that it considers this as a unique kind of thing and has altered it. I mean, 600 spell damage, yeah, sure, you can still do Sorcerer, but this is now focusing on those abilities. So Magplas or Nightblades or even a fucking Warden, if you wanted to go that way, you could stack a couple of different sets and now get an extra benefit out of those skills. It's not going to be a game changer as such, but it does add a little bit more customization rather than that's not worth it, I might as well use something else. The 600 is pretty good. I think they should probably go a little bit higher with it because you could still just stack a spell damage set on instead and cover everything. But tailoring towards a certain damage type is now a little bit more doable, should we say. You should be all smug. I should. I know. I get enough shit, don't I? For stuff that actually works, and then people use my information out of their own mouth and tell people not to watch. Good job. Thank you for the follows. I use War Maiden on my mag then. If you're using lots of magic abilities, that's great, but there are spell damage bonuses that you could use instead. I mean, if you stack a spell damage set and War Maidens and you're using mostly magic, that's great. It's been on the off-balance temper a long time ago as an option. But this was never quite, in my opinion, high enough. This still might need a little bit of a boost, but it's a step in the right direction. Have you gotten to the Way of Fire set? Yes, I have. It's disgusting. Way too much fucking armor. Very cool. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Trial by Fire. If you're asking have I got to Way of Fire, you're literally looking at it on the screen, and I'm reading this one right now. So that should answer your question. Way of the Air. Increase the weapon and spell damage to 391 up from 344. This set now grants an additional 129 stam recovery on the 5-piece. Fair enough. Reduce the damage of this set to 3-9. Oh, this is the same as the Red Mountain set, or similar. Remove the proc set. Now when you deal damage with the weapon, you will deal an additional 4k flame damage. This effect can happen every 2 seconds. Not quite as strong as the Red Mountain. It is a heavy set as well, but I have stacked them both together before, and they do proc off very similar conditions. Now, with it not having a proc condition, you just have to do damage with a weapon ability. I mean, it's fucking nuts. 3 procs all day. Stop being so relevant, Zai. You will be accused of working for a certain company and buffing your own stats. I know, right? It's hilarious. How about just consider the fact that I work towards the base game design as it is and understand how it's supposed to be made or used or played, and I push people towards that. Dear oh dear. If something gets nerfed, it gets nerfed, but if it gets buffed, and I've already said it works, it's fucking fun. Especially with the naysayers. Hey, you shouldn't be using that. Why not? Wood of Queen's Arch. This I don't use. This set now scales in item set quality and level. This set now increases your movement speed by 15% and reduces the enemy's movement speed by 15, rather than reducing the enemies by 30. So slows them down, speeds you up. But depending on how your speed and their negatives are calculated, that might be not as good as it looks. Might be the opposite effect, in fact. This here is depending on your target. So if they're already slow to fuck anyway, that'll help. If they're not, you're going to fucking need this to catch them. Interesting twist of pay attention to your sets. They've made some of these, they did say it in the spoiler bit, but they've made some of these very specific to people, and I've tried to explain this in build videos before, understanding how a set works and applying it within your own skill set. So Reliquin, I tell people a lot, and Alkosh as well, on a DPS, is a advanced set. And the reason for that is there is a specific way to use it, and if you don't, you're going to fail. And they've done that with some of these sets here. Some of them are flat out just hit stuff and shit will happen. Other ones are very, very situational, and it would require a lot of customization in your build or the situation versus which skills you do and don't use as to whether it will actually help or not. I don't think a lot of these will be able to just slapped on anyone, which is pretty good. Niche uses, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's a good thing. It's not bad at all. Wisdom of Vanis. This one now grants you 129 spell damage on the 5-piece. They've had a lot of extra spell damage and weapon damage on the 5 pieces, which is quite nice. Witchman Armor. This one was disappointing in the past. This set now restores 51 health, magic, and stamina per point of ultimate cost rather than 28 health. Oh, that is much stronger. That is actually a DK passive built in now. I mean, before it was half as effective as a DK passive. Depending on your max resource stats, you're looking at anywhere between sort of 48 and 51, sometimes up to 56 per stat. 51 per stat on the armor is a double DK passive if you're a Dragon Knight. That's disgusting. That's actually quite helpful. People just look for bits and forget about playing the set properly. Yeah, they do, but this game doesn't have that. And it doesn't matter how many people try to say that it has or how many people try to force it to be the ex-wife Warcraft. It's not Warcraft. There are so many different possibilities in the game. You don't have to try the different possibilities, but you do have to recognize that they exist. Just because you can't figure it out doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. There's nothing wrong with playing the way you want to play, of course, especially if it's the one way or no way stuff. I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is people being ignorant to what else is out there and just assuming that because their way is good for them, no one else is allowed to do anything else. You're allowed to do what you want. Try it out. You never know. Some of the craziest fucking shit might end up absolutely nuts. And that's how builds are made in the first place. You have to try stuff out. Or just stick to what you like and let other people get on with it. Weird Tree Blessing. This set now removes all negative effects rather than up to 5. That is disgusting. Long cooldown though, isn't it? Dungeon. Archer's Mind. This one's never been that good, to be fair. This set now grants 6% critical damage and healing passively, and an additional 12% while in sneak or invisibility, rather than granting 5 crit damage and additional 10% while sneaking. That's a substantial buff for 2 reasons. 1, it's higher, and 2, healing as well. Ha ha ha. Aspect of Mazatun. This set now restores 10.5k, almost 10.5k health, magic, and stamina on proc rather than 6k. Fucking hell. That's big. Fix an issue where the heal could critically strike. Well, your critically struck heal from this 6k or 7k is a 10k with heal and receive bonuses anyway. So you took away the ability to make it really, really strong and just made it really fucking strong. A lot of best things are at certain points because the guy discovered something through crafting and shared it. You need to find out how something works and exploit. The thing is, even the term theorycraft is fucking stupid. You don't get anything from just thinking. You have to actually test it out. Putting it on paper is not enough. It doesn't prove anything, especially in a game like this, because most of the stats are hidden under the stat sheet. And the stats alone don't always give a good demonstration of how things actually perform. There's lots of stuff that on paper look like dog shit. You put them together and actually try them out, could be amazing. Other things look amazing on paper, and then when you try it, it's like hitting a tank with a fucking feather duster. Nothing comes out. You have to try it out. So many possibilities in the game. Being stuck on just one choice is perfectly fine if you like that stuff, but then attacking other people and saying, you can't do that because I do this. You do you. Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Bone Pirate increases... Oh, fuck off. Increases stam recovery. Is it necessary? It's not a massive amount anyway, unless you stack loads and loads of recovery, in which case it will be a little bit of a boost. That didn't need any more. It really didn't. Bands of Imperium reduces shield size. Rip. Only by 1k though. Not even that. 800. Remove the proc chance of the set. Now when you take damage, you and your allies within 8 meters gain a damage shield that absorbs almost 11k. For 6 seconds, this can happen every 15 seconds. That is actually a bit of a buff, because now you don't have to wait for it to just decide to fire. Now it'll fire every 15 seconds. I was trying to express myself wrong. No, you're good. Patches on patches, inherently unpredictable in their effects. They have to be tested out in a working system. Correct. And also you have to consider this is the first version of the tests. There isn't going to be enough time for everyone to test absolutely everything. What they'll do is they'll slap on a 5-piece set, go, it does that, and take it off and put on another one. That's not extensive testing. Putting multiple different combinations and situations on paper isn't going to do it all. You have to actually apply yourself, and there won't be enough time for everyone to do that. Even before the next update comes for PTS, not everything would have been checked. It's impossible. There's so many fucking things in the game. But use the opportunity to try stuff out and see if you like it at least, and then go from there. Definitely tells us your results, because otherwise things don't get fixed. But I would see some of these being changed quite a bit before the new update goes live on live servers anyway, because it's such a massive amount of changes. Just do what Xynode tells me to do. Thank you. I would have preferred a cooldown got reduced and the arena got bigger, and the area got bigger. Fair. Let's see. Barkskin. Reduce the health proc. Thank you for the follow. It's 1.7k down from 2.3. Reduces stam proc to 858 down from 1000. Fixed an issue where you could critically heal, which you're not supposed to do. And fixed an issue where the set could fail to proc if the same snare was refreshed within a certain period of time. That got reduced quite a bit. But still strong as fuck. We've seen... Oh, we read that. We did... No, we didn't. We read this. We skipped this. Then we went to this. We're going to go down again. Bonus spell. Reduce the spell damage. Oh, fuck off. From this set to 490 down from 525. This set no longer has a proc chance. Now when you deal damage with the flame ability, you apply a bonus status effect to the enemy and increase your spell damage by 490 for 8 seconds. This effect can happen once every 12. You can pretty much guarantee it anyway, to be fair. It's not that difficult, especially on a mag DK. Other classes, sure, maybe that's a bit of a buff for them, excluding the spell damage drop, because of the ease of applying the bonus status effect, I guess. But on a mag DK, that's not a problem. So I don't think that was necessary, really. I can see all round how other classes might slightly benefit from it, but 9 times out of 10, I usually see mag DKs using it more than anything else. Maybe that's the idea, though. Maybe they want that to be a little bit more versatile, because in the past it used to be used by a lot of Sorks, but not so much recently, if you like. Now it's right in the section I've been waiting for. Kalurian, slightly increase the travel speed of projectiles, reduce the minimum travel time, and increase the damage as well, and remove the critical requirement from the set. So this will fire off cooldown every single time. Excellent. That's a buff. Kalurian Manacraft, what do you think? Kalurian's is actually on the Lich build. That just boosted it. Combat Physician, reduce the shield size, almost halved, and the cooldown is now per target rather than overall. Ha ha ha! So that was just shield on someone, wait for the cooldown. Now it's shield on someone, they've got their own cooldown, put it on someone else as well. That's buff to fuck. Dragon's Defilement, the set now has an additional 1206 health on the 5-piece. A lot of these 5-piece bonuses coming in to revive a set. Hulk and Drogo reduce the stand bonus. Again, just like Necropotence, they've took 10 off the top. That's for stack and bonuses, which you can probably still put higher than you could before anyway, if you use certain stuff. Lich is buff, nice. Yeah, indeed. Elemental Succession fixed an issue where the cooldown for each event was slightly longer than 4 seconds. It was bugged. Essence Thief increased the health and stamina restored by the set to 4356 up from 3900. That in itself is actually its own little mini game. That's a very skill-based set where if you have no idea how to use it, you're not going to benefit from it. If you do know how to use it and you can actively move in combat without being a burden to your group and keep up your rotation, that keeps you alive and keeps you sustained up fucking forever. It's insane. Tested that when they first initially altered that in Elsewhere at ZeniMax Online Studios, and that was actually fucking mad. Then they buffed it again when the patch came out, and now again it's got even more of a bit of a kick to it. So it's a very, very nice set, but it's going to take a special kind of player to be able to utilize it. You want to be able to use it in all situations. Might be nice in PvP, especially if you can keep an eye on it. Flame Blossom, this is nice. Always been a good set, but the proc condition and the fact that, I mean, you can outpen this fucking easily anyway, made it a little bit meh. But with them removing the proc condition, it has no chance. It's guaranteed all the time now, so that will fire a lot more often. You'll get a bit of a benefit from the damage being applied more often, and it's gone up as well. So this could actually see some use now, rather than just being, it's quite nice. Now when you deal damage, you summon a line of flame that moves towards after 1 second, dealing damage to all enemies in its path. The effect can occur once every 10 seconds. Damage up, cooldown guaranteed, or proc guaranteed, not bad. Increase the damage per tick of Frozen Watcher. That is on the Nature's Bounty build. Enjoy. Fix an issue where the damage could return as direct damage in some cases. See, this is not direct damage. It's damage over time, as explained in the video. But some cases were pulling it through as direct. So I just kicked my watch off the table. That was good. Although it was flagging as that, it wasn't dealing that, and now it's been fixed. Did I just break that? Oh, I think I've got it. Shit. Hold on. Bollocks, we'll get it later. Drop my watch down inside the computer. So that's an increase. Glorious Defender. This has needed a rework for a while. This set now causes you to dodge the next attack after bashing an enemy within 13-second cooldown. Rather than having a 9% chance to proc, this bonus when dealing damage with a light or heavy. So what you do is you light attack or heavy attack, and you might have a chance to get this proc, and if you do, you definitely dodge. So it's a hit to get a proc to might dodge. Shit. Now you just bash someone, and then you dodge an attack. Excellent. Really handy. Full out dodge. Very nice. That'll be handy in both PvE and PvP, if you can time it. Mikhail, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Gossamer. Reduce the duration of this set to 1 second, down from 2. Fair enough. That's being used a fuck ton at the moment, so now you just got to keep on top of your stuff. This one did need a rework for a very long time. Honestly, it was shit for a forever. Since it came out, I've done so much testing with this. I just didn't fucking like it. This set now grants you and nearby members in your area major protection, rather than granting you 50% damage reduction. Increase the duration to 8 seconds up from 5, and reduce the cooldown to 30 seconds from 45. So you have a 22-second gap, but everyone inside of that's going to get major protection as well. That is a built-in kind of permafrost, which is nuts. I really like it. The cooldown before was crap. The proc before was crap, and the timer was crap. 5 up, 40 down, no thanks. Now it's 8 up and 22 down. So that took some time, but I'm glad they adjusted it. Set no longer attempts to stun enemies who enter the area. Fair enough. Some cool new support set changes. Yeah, it's really nice. Hand of Mafala, this set now applies minor fracture to enemies in the area of the web rather than for the duration after the web explodes. Increases the damage done and remove the proc chance, so it's guaranteed. Now when you take damage, a web appears around you for 5 seconds, reducing movement speed for all enemies by 50% and applying minor fracture. After 5 seconds, it bursts and does damage. So that's just easier to use. Increase the magicka granted on the 5-piece bonus. Nice. Big bonus to that, actually. A 900 increase. Haven of Ursus even. This set now grants a shield up to 5 targets up from 1. Thank fuck for that. Quite honestly, one of the shittest sets I've ever seen. Not for its visuals. The visuals are very cool. But this could ping pong around the room and just one person could randomly get a synergy or a shield or whatever. It was just fucking weird. Now it's for 5 targets. Handy. Increase the shield size. Not by much. So this might actually have a place now as a group protection bonus rather than just being something really random and a bit of a gimmick. Hastings Veneer, this has been altered for the better in my opinion, because if you are stacking high recovery, this is going to actually help you quite a bit. But it gives you recovery anyway, instead of reduction to cost. Heaty, fix an issue where this set could bypass a sick person heal cap. Oh, that's right. Holofang, reduce the magicka granted from this set to 2.5 from 3k. I really don't give a shit. This here is used on the off-balance Templar. I have been in groups with up to 5 off-balance Templars, which, every 9 seconds was the equivalent of 15,000 magic back. It's still going to be a stupid amount back. You're not going to run out if you stack them. Most people use 1. Don't use 1. Use more than 1. They stack. It's still a stupid amount of magic back anyway. Hunt Leader, fix an issue where the heal from this set could critically strike. Not supposed to crit. Set deals 21.7k damage over 10 seconds rather than 18.9 over 8. Reduce the cooldown to 10 seconds from 12. Fix an issue where the set's damage over time could not stack from multiple set wearers. So when a debuff is applied, that's supposed to fire. Multiple people couldn't use it before. Now you can. Damage is more consistent. It's going to be about the same if you had perfect proc conditions. But you don't have perfect proc conditions. So now it's more consistent, basically. Iron Blood increased the proc chance of this set to 10% up from 8. So that's major protection. Fixed an issue where this snare from this set could stack with other snares in some cases. So this was used on the Almost Immortal Warrior in the Wolf Hunter DLC. And it basically gives you a built-in permafrost, which lasts for 10 seconds, which is disgusting, but it slows you down. Jailbreaker, this set now grants an additional 142 stam recovery. Fair enough. Jolting Arms, this set no longer has a proc chance. Now you can block an attack, your next bash will deal additional damage, and will increase your physical and spell resistance. So that's much, much easier to control. Reduce the damage bonus of your next bash by 3,513 down from 6k. Read that one already. Knights Errant, this one is a bit weird. Increase the weapon damage bonus to this set to 450 up from 200, so your sword and board abilities are boosted to fuck. Increase the heal to 1.5 up from 1.2, and fix an issue where it could critically strike. I do have an issue with this set. It increases your damage of your one-handed shield abilities. And you do heal off them as well, which is nice. But why not just slap on Briarheart and then wear a heavy set on your body? This is conflicting with sets like that. This needs to be more unique. This should be up to 600 or so, maybe even higher, maybe a lot higher. So I'm glad they're altering it, but I don't think it's ready. Nightmare, this set no longer has a proc chance. Now when you deal melee damage, you apply minor maim to all enemies within 8 meters for 2 seconds. That was a great set already, especially if you don't have minor maim in area of effect. Now it's much more easier to control. Reduce the duration of the set to 2 seconds down from 5. Still, very nice. Lamia's Song, set this. Grants you... let me read again. This set now grants you 25 health, magic, and stamina per ultimate point spent up to 6 nearby group members, rather than restoring 30 health per ultimate. It's used to heal, and now it gives back resources as well. So it has been dropped by 5, but you get these 2 resources, not just the health. So that's actually quite beneficial to your group. If you're using heavy ultimates, in fact, really high ones, using Warhorn or something like that, that would actually buff your group by just flooding them with resources. It's quite nice. Don't see a lot of people using it, but it has definitely got a better place than it had before. Leechin got buffed. Now, this reduces the damage done of the set to 1180 from 1200. So it went down by 20 per tick. But stack and bonus is considered. Obviously, you can get that very, very high. However, this set no longer has a proc chance. It's not 8% or whatever it was. It was 20% actually for a little while. It is now, I think, on live. It was 8%, then 20%. So it's chance-based. If you don't have it on both bars, you obviously can't really control it because you hope that it fires on the front bar. But now it's guaranteed. On your front bar on the Almost Immortal Warrior, all you have to do is get hit. And you'll do damage, you'll heal off it, and then when it runs out, because it's 5 seconds up, 0 down, because the cooldown is exactly the same as the uptime, you can basically have Leechin running forever. Pretty good. Leviathan, basically the same as Mother Sorrow, stamina version of it. They've upped the crit very, very slightly. By 13, in fact. Per attack. Yeah, it's nuts. It's really good. What do you mean per attack? Wizard, what are you on about? You take damage, this fires. After 5 seconds, it can do it again. That's pretty much it. It's fucking crazy. 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down. But the timer starts as soon as this starts. So it's no downtime. And as long as you're getting hit, obviously. If you don't get hit for a second, then you have to wait. Only effect, one add. No. Under the Assailant, the one that does it, it's area of effect. Bleaching Cloud. It does damage to multiples. And it heals you for 100% of damage done. Put Immortal in the chat. It's explained and demonstrated in there. But the difference is now, while they've reduced the damage, they have made the proc chance much, much easier to control. You basically just get hit. It's nuts. Before you just get hit, there's a chance. Now there's no chance. Light Speaker, this set now grants 600 spell damage to your rest of staff abilities up from 450. This is very specific as well towards the skill line. Obviously, it won't affect your class abilities, but just bear in mind that is your lights and heavies as well. Magicka Furnace, this set now restores 7590 Magicka when you take any damage 150%. Magicka rather than restoring 8k when you take melee damage. So, bit of an oh shit, but it's any damage, so that's easier to proc. Medusa, the 2 and 4 piece bonuses are now spell crit rather than health. Magicka and spell damage. Okay. This set now has an additional 5 piece bonus of 900 spell crit. That's fucking nice. Mighty Glacier, this set now grants major resolve to nearest 11 allies rather than granting it to them based on the order they were invited to the group. Moon Hunter now grants you 547 spell damage for 8 seconds rather than 600 for 6. That's the poison one, isn't it? If you are a chemical poison goes off, it gives you stuff. Still a bit shit. It's really almost immortal. Survive 18 Jefferson. Vet Banish cells 2. Nice. Noble Duelist. This set now increases your light and heavy attack damage by 1811 for 5 seconds after dealing damage with a light or heavy attack within melee range, rather than increasing the damage done by 1, 2, 2, 5 for 8 seconds after dodging an attack. So get in and hit stuff basically. Set now has a 5-second cooldown. So 100% uptime if you can keep up your lights and heavies as long as you're on perfect timing. Oblivion's Edge, increase the healing to... What the fuck? Increase the healing... Fuck off. No. Increases... That's got a bit... That can't be right. Increases the healing on a kill to 20,621 up from 1,720. Increase the weapon damage on the 5-piece bonus to 258 up from 129. That's a good set anyway because the 5 piece is a double dip. Fix an issue where the heal could critically strike. The heal from the set now occurs once every 10 seconds. I don't give a fuck if it's 10 seconds or 1 second. That's an insane heal. 1 kill, 20k health. Very nice. Maelstrom, 1 health left. Kill that ad. Boom, full health. Happy fucking days. Anything important about Mythic's Nightblade yet? Nightblade has been done. We've gone past that. Has to be a typo. No, it's not. It's a different proc condition. It was per enemy. Now it's a 10-second timer. That's nuts. Overwhelming Surge, increase the damage per tick. Off balance got buffed. Remove the proc chance. No chance. Increase the cooldown to 7 seconds instead of 6. 1 second gap. Whoopie-doo. It's going to happen. Very nice indeed. Parabellum. Finally! This fucking set has been shit for years. This set now grants a damage shield that absorbs 7k damage every 10 seconds, rather than granting a damage shield that absorbs 12 if you haven't taken damage for 10 seconds. So before, it's not a typo, it's there. So before, you would get a damage shield for not taking damage. If you're not taking damage, why do you want a fucking damage shield? It's fucking useless. I'm sitting in Gratwood. Warm. Oh, look at my shield. Useless. Fucking shit. Now, you get a damage shield every 10 seconds, so it's a constant ticking damage shield. That, in my opinion, as a survival set, has gone from being absolute dog shit to being broken as fuck. That's really nice. So you've got a stronger igneous shield than a big tank can give you every 10 seconds just for being alive. About fucking time. First ESO auto shield. No, you can use Hatch and Shell. That does it. Permafrost now grants 1106 health recovery while you have a damage shield active, up from 885. That got buffed to shit. I used to use that on Almost Immortal Warrior before I released his first ever update, actually. First ever build. New solo build, here I come. This is nice. A set in Maelstrom that helps players in Maelstrom. This doesn't help anyone. Go in Maelstrom, get Parabellum. Oh yeah, now I can use this set, so if I don't take damage, I get a shield. No. That doesn't make any sense. You're taking damage. Why would you fucking use that? Now, just run around, tick, 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 have a shield, free protection. That's great. Farm normal to farm vet. Exactly. Incentive for the set. Which set is this? Parabellum. It finally got a very, very welcome buff. I've sworn about this set for fucking months. I'm going to use it. I want to see what it does. I want to see how good it is. You have Hatch on tank. Stack the two, dude. Stack them. Put it on there. This set now deals 4.7k damage initially and 23.5k over 10 seconds, up from 2 and 10. That is fucking filthy. That is already a very strong set because it does bleed damage in area of effect of the targets that are close by. Remove the proc chance from the set. Now when you deal damage, you create a fissure underneath the enemy that after 1 second deals that much to all enemies within 2.5 meters and causing them to bleed for 23k over 10 seconds. This effect can occur once every 10. So it's just got a flat out buff. They just doubled it. What the shit? This is insane. It just flat out doubled Pillar and Urn. It stacks with Deadly, by the way. Yes, it does. And also the bleed set that increases bleed damage, blah, 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 blah. It's always been really, really nice. But that is just a big middle finger saying, hey, we've removed the proc chance. It's going to happen. Cooldown's still the same. Have some extra damage. That is going to fuck off a lot of trial sets when it comes to situational fights. So instead of, oh, you must be here, you must be there, you must stack this, you must stack that. Bang, have a proc, here's a dot, goodbye. That's really nice. I really like that. Well overdue. I can see them probably dropping it a bit because that's high. But fair enough. Reduce damage of this per hit. Oh, really? Placing has been nuked. Not by much. And reduce the cooldown to 8 seconds from 15. Holy fuck. Now you can better roleplay as a rat whisperer. Come to me, my minions. This one's actually very good because if you take damage, you have a skeever and it throws shit at people. 15 seconds was a long cooldown. 8 seconds being a shorter one is actually quite nice. So that might have more application in actual content rather than just PvP or a skewiffy tank. Fernand was what I used on my first Stand DK VMA run. It's nuts. It's a really good fucking buff. Pressure, this set now procs overhealing caused rather than healing caused. See, the way that they've done this is actually really, really good. They've done this with other sets as well. Healing done versus a proc is usually if the health bar isn't 100%, they take a heal. If the bar is 100%, they don't take a heal, so the proc doesn't happen. So what the game is telling the game to do, basically, is like, heal that person. And it goes back saying, I can't, they've got full health. Heal them again. I can't, I've got full health. That doesn't happen anymore. That clusterfuck of code never interacts with anything ever again. Instead, it's just like, heal them, okay. If it counts as an overheal, it's just, you still received it. It doesn't fuck with anything. So that helps. Increase the damage size of the shield. Very good. That needed a buff for a long time. And remove the proc chance, but add a 2-second cooldown. So you can just add heals and shields. That's from Spindle Clutch, I think. Really nice. Probably because the initial tick was quite high. What was? Hey Zai, just curiosity, is there a reason for Zosu interrupting the skill from a DK? It's so much more expensive than other AoE dot from other classes. The eruption skill? Yes, because of its duration. It has a longer duration than most ground-based AoEs, for one. So they have to make sure, obviously, the cost counters that. Also, consider that it has 2 different morphs. One for damage, one for healing. It doesn't stay up there with AoE standardizations because it's a different type of skill. It is area of effect, has a different timer, has different conditions. You can morph it either one of the 2 ways. It doesn't follow the same rules as Wall of Elements or Volley. Hopefully that answers it. Where are we? Rattle Cage. This set's 5-piece bonus now gives 171 spell damage up from 100. Noise. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Renel's Resolve. This set now stacks 9 times up from 8, reduces duration to 5 down from 10, and reduces the cooldown to half a second from 1. We kept this stacking set at 9 as usual than 10 because we like the tooltip. Fuckers. Robe Destruction. This grants 2/840 Magicka while you have a Destruction Staff up from 2/4/4. That was on the Burn build for a very long time and still is absolutely fine. That got buffed. Sanctuary now grants you 10% healing taken to you and nearby allies down from 12. Savage Werewolf increases the damage done per tick to 1200 up from 1k, so it's not massive, but it'll help. Scavenging Demise increase the damage done of this set by 11173 up from 7k. Fucking hell, that got buffed a bit. Sheer Venom. You're welcome. Nice. This set can now proc on multiple target. Oh my god! This set can now proc on multiple targets from a single hit of an execute attack, but cannot refresh itself on targets. Spin to fucking win, Sheer Venom. Been after that for fucking ages. This set now deals 8766 damage over 6 seconds and deals up to 100% more damage to targets below 100% rather than dealing 842. Fuck off. Fuck off. Sheer Venom can now proc on multiple targets from single target hits and has execute power when their health is low. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Remember that time we sat there going, oh, I wish it procced on Steel Tornado. Hell fucking low. Oh my god. We're getting that. Ah, sick. I'm gonna fucking puke, I swear. Spell Power Cure. This set now grants major courage when you overheal a target. See, again, same standardization issues. Before, it would call too much stuff backwards and forwards. No, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. Now, even if you're full health, it will work. This set no longer has 6-person cap to better mirror power of Valorheim. So, spell power is not just 6 people anymore. There you go. A few new builds coming. Oh, dude, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to fucking lose it. Spelunker. This set now reduces the cost of your Undaunted abilities by 10% rather than granting them 400 weapon and spell damage. Good, because that was shit. Now you restore 730 Magicka and Stamina when an ally activates your Undaunted synergies with a 5-second cooldown rather than restoring 1500 with no cooldown. Okay, so this one is a bit meh, but this one encourages you to use Undaunted abilities, so maybe you're one of those people just flinging out loads of synergies for the group, and this will actually be quite helpful. So that's not the end of the world, especially if you're using Blood Funnel and loads of people take the synergy. Before, obviously, that would have given you too much, but no one's fucking using it anyway, because this is a shit bonus. But that's quite nice. Cheaper stuff, more bubbles, why not? Spider Cultist, 600 to spell damage of your Destro abilities. Lights, heavies, Destro skills. Stormmaster, where was this when the Easy Sork was in its early days? Stormmaster, this set now increases your light and heavy attack damage by 1542, rather than causing your light attacks to deal additional damage and shock. Shock damage. So that buffs them all, actually, your lights and heavies. Very nice. This set no longer works with Overload. Sunderflame, this set now deals 13,600 damage over 10 seconds and applies Minor Fracture and Breach for the duration rather than dealing 4k flame damage and applying Fracture and Breach. This applies damage over time rather than initial hit. Fair enough. Any viability for Stormmaster and Easy Sork build, of course, the other set bonuses are pointless, so maybe not. You'll have to wait and see for actual build updates. This is just the first week of PTS, nothing set in stone, and even when it is set in stone, you won't get any spoilers until the videos. There will be no spoilers regarding coming builds and build changes. You'll have to wait. Correct. So with the Venom, I can hit one person with Execute and Cyrodiil and proc dot on anyone in the radius. You can proc the dot on anyone that gets hit by the initial hit of it. So if you use Reverse Slice and you hit multiple targets, or if you use Steel Tornado and you hit multiple targets, and that's a direct ability, which it is, That will do it. Fucking madness. I really, really, really like what they've done with Sheer Venom. Reviving that first ever DLC kind of built-in set, because it was with Imperial City. Fucking love it. Really happy with that. Sort down to this set, 6 weapons. Same as the other sets. Anything that's a specific weapon type, 600 to it instead of 450 to make sense of not just stack and Briarheart. Worm, this set now gives recovery rather than reduction to cost. Two throw and treasure hunter increase weapon and spell damage sets. The set grants by 171 up from 100, so they've been buffed a bit as well. I can never say it. Zogvins increase the weapon crit granted to 134 per stack instead of 129. Reduce the duration of the stacks from 5 seconds down to 10. Added a half a second cooldown to generate in the stacks. So, while Griffin's is now a 10-second timer, so you can bar swap and keep all the shinies, this one is much, much more advanced, because if you are on your back bar too long, you will lose your crit stacks. Cooldown dropped. So, while one has weapon damage and the other has pen, one has a longer duration than the other, and there is risk for messing up your stuff. Griffin might end up back on it. Who knows? Undaunted Bastion. Increase the damage shield size to 14k from 13.7. This set now activates when you're below 75% health and taunt rather than 60. It's a bit more useful. Update the tooltip to better state the proc conditions. I doubt I will be using it though. I mean, it's nice, but it's a bit situational. Not as situational as it was, but still, maybe not. Undaunted Infiltrator and Unweaver. These sets no longer have Identity Crisis and grant the appropriate stats for their armor weights, although they still require you to cast an ability that is not the primary resource of their weight. If you've watched Easy Sort before, you've understood, obviously, hopefully, that you use one ability to proc the other and all that kind of shit. These sets now increase your light and heavy attack damage by 1685 for their duration, rather than increasing your light damage by 774 and heavy attacks by 1161. So, that is actually up. But their stats are altered. So, we'll have to see. If that is the way it's meant to be, that means that one of them is a light set with the light stats and the other one's a medium set with the medium stats, but you have to fire an opposite. So one will have to use a stam, the other one will have to use a magicka, so Easy Sort basically would have to use a stam ability to make it work. However, nothing's in stone yet, no spoilers, because it's not done. You have to wait and see. By the way, you are already using a beast trap as one of the options. Shush, that's already covered. Widowmaker. This set now deals 19k damage over 5 seconds when it procs rather than 7k. That's filth. That was very relevant in PvP for a long time when it was broken as fuck. Then they made it so it wasn't quite so broken as fuck, and now does pretty good damage. You saw that grin? Of course you did. I'm already on it, don't worry. My brain is fucking a million miles an hour. I won't give you spoilers that easy though. I haven't tested it yet. Of course, I've tested a lot of stuff prior to that, including that set before it was even messed with. So, we'll see. Winterborn. Increase the damage of this set. Good, because it's a bit shit. Although it's not a massive boost. Not too bad. Remove the proc chance of the set. Now when you deal frost damage, you summon an ice pillar that deals 7k. For enemies within a 3-meter radius, the ice pillar persists for 2 seconds and reduces movement speed for 50%. This effect can occur once every 6 seconds. So, 6-second cooldown, guaranteed proc. Increase the cooldown to 6 up from 4, which is also now properly mentioned in the tooltip. Reduce the potency from 50% down from 60. And fix an issue where the snare was removed immediately after leaving the area. So that is actually a bit more consistent. So, not too bad. He's sort of Queen Elegance is the way. Elegance is a meme about that build. It's been around for fucking ever. Trial stuff. The following sets affect you and 5 other group members rather than you and 3 other allies. And the duration, these set bonuses now determined by the amount of ultimate points spent. 1 second for every 14 ultimate used. So the bigger the ultimate, the better. Ahaha. So, automated defense, master architect, war machine, inventor's guard, all now cover 5 other group members, including you, so 6 in total. But instead of having a 10-second timer, it's 1 second per 14 ultimate cost. So, the more expensive your ultimate, the more major Slayer or major Aegis you give to your group. That's a game changer. 4 weeks after the patch hits PC. PC doesn't have a release date yet that I know of. No, there's no release date yet, but it's usually 4 or 5 weeks. Reliquin. Reduced. Oh, thank fuck for that. I don't care how much salt there is. I'm happy about this. Even though I use it on my main character, I'm happy about this. Reduce the maximum number of stacks this set and perfected versions to 15 down from 20. Do you know why that's good? First of all, most people can only use it on a dummy, and in content, they can't even keep the stacks up anyway. So, you've got some situations where you might actually have to get 15 stacks, you can't quite get 20. So, it's more consistent with the maximum, if you like. But secondly, with it not being able to be used in most content by most players, because it does require some skill to use it, it's one of those things where it kind of just says you've got to use this or else, and you really don't. Now, with it being reduced, it doesn't hit anywhere near as hard as it did before with maximum stacks, so levels the playing field if you want to look at just numbers. So, good. I'm in favour of this. I actively use it, and I'm in favour of nuking that set. They should have nuked that set when it came out, in my opinion. It's not going to be a massive drop. It's still going to hit like a fucking steam train anyway if you can keep the stacks up, but I'm glad they're doing that. Fix an issue where the damage could return as direct damage in some cases. Yes, because it was proccing some stupid shit that it shouldn't. This is one of those things that is just way, way too fucking powerful and has been for way too long. And in my opinion, for the sake of balance and for multiple different people across the community, whether they're good at the game, new at the game, not so good at the game, whatever, this is needed and has been for too long. So, deuces. Is this game worth the price, just the base game? Yes, it's amazing. This set now grants 305 weapon crit per stack, down from 400. Increase the maximum number of stacks to 10, up from 5, so much, much more crit. Reduce the duration of the stacks to 5 seconds, down from 6. So you're going to have to be really on top of your rotation if you want to keep that up if you're swapping bars. So it's still fine. It's a bit of a bonus to it all, but again, you need to know what you're doing. Defender Warrior, increase the damage done by this set to 4.1k, up from... Hang on. Increases the damage done by this set 4.1k from 4k, and reduce the cooldown to 5 seconds from 10. So that proc from that is actually nuts. That's the proc, magic damage, heal returned. That is much faster paced. Game's worth it if you can pick the base game up very cheap. You can indeed. Eternal Warrior, fix an issue where the heal from this set could critically strike. Issue. False Gods, removed the 5-piece bonus of spell damage on the normal version of this set, and the extra 5-piece bonus of magic on a perfected version. It's better to mirror the power of Vicious Ophidian as perfected Vicious... What? As the perfected versions of Quick Serpent. This set now properly mentions its 1-second cooldown. So, instead of boosting VO, they put this in line with it. Magical version of it. I would have liked them to go the other way, because I don't fucking use this anyway. It's one of those sets that people say to use in a group while telling you to use Sorcerer on a dummy, which is a completely different thing entirely. But, okay, whatever. Don't make the mistake of trying to tell Zai what has to happen with any of the builds he himself creates. Correct. Like all the rest of the stream. See that, DJ? Thank you very much for watching. ESO will need to change gear. They swap the sets. No, it won't. Not necessarily. We'll see. Daku, did you get a shout out earlier? He's in the stream team, Mike. Give him a shout out. Healer Mage, this set now reduces nearby enemies' weapon damage and spell damage by 286 for 5 seconds, rather than nearby enemies' weapon damage by 430 for 3. Okay, so it's been a little bit. That's what they meant by Identity Crisis. The Infiltrator grants weapon damage and stamina. No, I know, but it doesn't mean I will be using it. Do you know Easy Sort almost came out with this update without it? But no spoilers, obviously. Stupid because you can't get VO in normal trials. You can get VO in normal trials. But they've altered the perfected version, which is... They've removed the spell damage bonus off the normal version, which is weird. But they've also took that off, the magic off the perfected. So I think you still get the spell damage on the perfected, but you don't get the max mag. Immortal Warrior, fixing an issue where the major protection from this set could stack with other sources, fixing numerous visual errors with this set. So 2 major protections. Weird. Infallible Mage, reduced the damage bonus of the heavy attack from 900 down from 903. That has got to be just for OCD's sake, hasn't it? Because of avoid farming. That has got to be just because, you know what, we don't like that 3 on the end. Can you get rid of the 3, please? 3 damage reduction. Whoopie-doo. This set now creates an area of 8 seconds, down from 10. Increase the cooldown to 20 up from 10. This set now grants a damage shield that absorbs 2383 every 2 seconds, but will continue to stack every tick rather than applying damage shield that absorb 2399 every 2 seconds, but constantly refreshes. This set now grants a damage shield that absorbs 2k every 2 seconds, but continues to stack every tick.
Winning. I love winnings. Drinks
Thank you very
all
much.
around.
Oh, shit. Thank you for the follow. I just double read that and now see what it does. So this before was new damage shield, new damage shield, new damage shield. Now it's not. Now it's damage shield plus another one on top, on top, on top, on top. So the damage shields, instead of replacing the old one, now stack on top. That's fucking nuts. That's actually really nice. So you could end up with like a 12... What is it? How long is it going to run for? 8 seconds? So enough. Fucking shit tons. Not quite a 20k damage shield, but enough. Not far off it. Depending on whether it gets stripped or not. That's insane. Sorcerer. This set and the perfected version now grant 52 spell damage per stack, up from 30. But reduce the stacks to 10 from 20. However, how many people do you know can keep 20 stacks? And I don't mean against a dummy. I really don't. Another set that has been over-abused on the sake of the fucking dummy, and then in content they take it off anyway. You've seen those fucking videos, the ones normally telling me that I'm an idiot, where they say the build is false gods. And then you see the fucking passes and it's Sorcerer. And they claim that 600 spell damage doesn't make a difference. Bullshit. Yes, it does. Now, if you want to use it in content, you might have more of a chance of actually keeping the stacks up. But, of course, it's not going to be the same as it was before. I don't see that as a bad thing. I also heard earlier when you read 3 infal nerf. It was only 3. I'm still not going to be mad at this. It's still fucking strong. It's not that much of a drop. And you might stand a chance as all-round players. Maybe you're really good. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're trying to test the set out and you can't quite get to grips with it. 20 stacks is too much. 10 is a lot easier to digest. Just get Sorcerer, add on to track stacks and keep 20 is easy. It depends on mechanics, Sir Nom. Lots and lots of players in the game have issues. They don't have issues seeing the stacks. They have issues standing in a place where they can keep the stacks. I think you completely misunderstood what I said. Dark Zelly, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. The music's stopped. The music's supposed to still be playing. I love it how people come in and like, oh, it's easy, bro. Yeah, maybe for you it is with practice. But there's lots of people in the game that aren't you, and they do have to practice themselves, and they might be struggling with it. Sorcerer is enough to players that can keep up 20 stacks, or a buff to a player that could not keep up 20 as it is, or 10 now, so it's a nice change, I guess. Yes, it's an all-round kind of balance for everybody. If you're really good at it, you're still going to get fucking stupid numbers out of it. If you're not so good at it, you got a little bit more of a chance to kind of get used to it. Moondance, this set. And my point is, anyway, most people rig it on a fucking dummy, because 9 times out of 10, they tell you to use one set on a dummy and another set in trials. If you want to show what you're capable of, then you need to use what you are using. Not use one thing on a dummy to get one number and then turn up to a situation with something else. You don't drive a Ferrari at 250 miles an hour and turn up to the racetrack in a fucking Mini. It's not how it works. I don't understand what they did to UI. They basically made the magic set, and a stamina set, but you need an opposite resource skill to make it work. How long did it take you to farm all the generals in Mulug Bowl at the Dark Anchors? I really want Daedric Red Paint. Not that long. Just focus on it. If you deviate from it and go, oh, what's that over there? Side quest. That'll take you forever. But just go straight for it. You'll be fine. It won't take you that long. Moondance. This set now grants 474 spell damage or magic recovery, up from 448. And the reduction, it's reduced duration to 20 seconds from 30. This one I don't think gets enough attention, but people can't track that buff either. Wayne, thank you very much for grabbing your rocks. Huge appreciate it. Bit cake in the chat. Thank you very much. $10 for a fucking, what's it called? Spanish Inquisition foil, dude. Thank you very, very much. Poison Serpent. Increase the damage to 3,945 up from 3k. Fair. That one was a bit meh anyway. It wasn't doing as much as I wanted it to, really. Increase the cooldown to 2 seconds up from 1, but the proc chance is removed. It's 50-50. Now, when you deal damage with a light or heavy attack against an enemy who has a poison damage ability on them, you will deal 3,945 poison damage to them. This can occur once every 2 seconds. So that's guaranteed proc chance, basically, which is quite nice. I do like 92k on a raid dummy, but I only test a build I use on a raid, not what I will make You do 100k on a raid dummy and that's pointless. Yeah, well, people have been doing it for a long time, and those are the people that say don't listen to Xynode, it's full of shit, and then they apply complete, flat-out, obvious logic to people, and they still just ignorant as fucking ignore it. If you have 600 extra spell damage on a dummy, but you don't have it in a trial, you are doing more on a dummy because you're rigging the situation. So backtracking, but I just realized the Calorian's Legacy goes through Calorian's Legacy. Plus Malachi 4 break, no CP. Well, it's strong anyway. You could get it to proc all the time. You just don't. Max level blacksmithing gives a cool dark red too. Yes, that's true. This is hilarious. For the last 3.5 years, I've been telling you to use it on a DPS. This set now deals 3010 damage initially and 11k over 10 seconds, rather than 1720 initially and 12k over 10 seconds. However, the armor shred from this set is now based on the amount of damage done from the initial hit, rather than the flat 3010. So you don't get 310 penetration unless you do 310 damage. Fixed an issue where the damage over time from this set could not stack from wearers. So there were some issues in the past where multiple people using them could stack the effect. In fact, they could refresh it, and the dots do stack per synergy, but sometimes they're a little bit meh. Now they all do stack with each other. So the more wearers you've got, the more dots fly at the same time, and the more damage gets done in area of effect from each fucking proc. But the penetration bonus stacks higher if you do more damage. The crooked jaw bug needs fixing. It's been a DPS set forever. People haven't all necessarily been using it as a DPS set, which is fine. Choices, of course. But negating it for DPSs, saying you're not allowed to use it, now they've just given you the whole, if you do, you will benefit more from it. These tanks won't hit that damage, right? No, they won't. Not unless they're stacking a lot of stats to do so. Scotty, you are a legend. Thank you very much indeed. Hugely appreciated bit and cake in the chat. Thank you very, very much. Not as useful. Correct. If you go back to the infused build on my channel, which was, we did this the other day, December 2016, I think. That's my main character. That's now actually called Toxicity. It's been called Non-Fused in the meantime as well. In the end of that video, I go over Alkosh, and every single update ever since I've gone over it for a DPS set. And now it's more relevant than fucking ever. So there are going to be people that go, well, it's good now. No, it's always been good. It's just now that there's a bigger benefit for the DPSs using it because someone else isn't doing that job for them. I've been using Alkosh on my Stamp Sork for a while. I love it. It's fucking nuts. If you've got lots of synergies and you stack those dots, it can outperform Relican even now, let alone with the 15 stacks instead of 20. It's even better for tanks than 0 day. Damn, I have 6 more generals to go. It's not much, dude. Smash it. You can do it. Raw Opportunities. This set and the perfected versions only now applied to 6 group members down from 12. So that is very situational because the other sets do also do 6 instead of 12. So you want to balance them out maybe. Whereas the other ones used to do 3. So you can have one using this and one using another, whatever. Fix an issue where the radius was not based on the wearer of the set in some cases. Loki, reduce the duration of this set and the perfected versions to 10 seconds down from 15. Good, because that's been Jesus Maximus forever. Two Fang, reduce the penetration granted per stack to 544 from 860. That's a substantial drop. But increase the number of stacks to 10 up from 5. That's not a drop. That's a buff. That used to be, what, 4-ish? 4 point something or other. Now it's over, what, 5k, which is fucking nuts. Increase the cooldown of generating a stack to half a second from 0.1 of a second. Increase the duration of each stack to 5 seconds up from 3. So you could actually double bar that as well now, because 5 seconds on the back bar is doable. 3 seconds, not so much. Can you get higher scale initial tick of damage to increase the debuff past 310? Test it, Bob. Test it, test it. Alkosh should give more pen with Harmony now. This needs to be tested. Test all the things. All of them. Alkosh isn't procced. Well, here's the thing. That shouldn't work, Slim, but by all means try it. Or Sim even. Simon, I misread it. Because it's not a synergy ability that you are taking. You're not taking someone's ability like a conduit and doing damage. You are doing that, but that's not what the set does. The set's condition is the synergy. So any synergy will make it fire. The harmony stuff affects the synergy you take. So if you, I don't know, take a spear, you get more back from it, that kind of stuff. It's more about the ability, not the proc condition from it. But again, by all means, try it. This set now heals for 27,900 over 15 seconds rather than 21k over 10. That does consider healing done and healing received, by the way. That is fucking mental. One of my favourite sets from More of a Lorcage. Hollow, thank you for the follow. This set no longer has a cooldown. That is absolutely disgusting because that set has minor force on it. And before, obviously, if you take one synergy from one person and it lasts 10 seconds, you only have a minor force every 10 seconds if you get the synergy. Now, with no cooldown, if that person's firing out synergies left, right, and center, maybe 4 or 5, and they're just coming and coming and coming, you can keep up minor force forever. Have that constant heal forever. That's a major buff to the set. Fix an issue where the heal from this set could critically strike. Okay, you don't want that. Fix an issue where minor force was not set to properly flagged as a minor buff, and now it is. So that means if it's a minor buff, that would mean your Vulds would buff it. So, Yanda's Might. Each stack of Giant's Endurance now grants 74 weapon damage rather than 69 stam recovery. The cooldown for generating these stacks has been reduced to 0.5 a second, down from 1. This I'm actually happy about because as a trial set, I know it's been used in PvP a lot, fair enough, but as a trial set, you want to get something that's going to really benefit you as a stamina DPS maybe. And the recovery was a bit, have the recovery, heavy attack, get your weapon damage, have it for a short period of time, blah, 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 blah. The idea was there, but it didn't have the right application in my opinion. I don't think that was really, it didn't feel like a trial set. It felt like a very situational set where you're going 1v1 for someone, you want the recovery so you stack it up, and then all of a sudden you want some burst. You don't want burst against a 100 million health target. You want consistency. And I don't think that was consistent enough with a damage output bonus. Now, I actually like what they're doing with it. So that might have some place now. Might need a little bit of adjusting. Might not be high enough. But that, in my opinion, is better than it was before. I didn't like the way that that was in, and I had no incentive to go and farm it. What do you think, Strang enough? I'm getting there, dude. Vestments of Olorime. Reduce the duration of Major Courage to 10 seconds, down from 30. That was fucking huge, to be honest. And they've buffed, oh, my brain. SPC. So it covers more than 6 people. Adjust the max targets to 6. To the 6 tick down from 12. Please note that this set can still affect more than 6 players, but no more than 6 can get the bonus every second in the circle. So if you're all standing in a stack, only 6 people will get it per second. But if you all run out of it after you've got it and someone else comes in, they can still get it. Shiny brain. Vicious Serpent. This set now properly mentions its cooldown in the tooltip. Fair. Player versus player sourced. Oh, fucking hell. This is fucking loads. It's fucking 2 o'clock. This set no longer has a proc chance. Now when you deal damage, you deal an extra 1830 disease damage to the target. The damage immediately applies disease status effect, applying minor defile to the target for 4 seconds. Not bad. This set now grants 2% for your total physical and spell resistance as health recovery up from 1. So it's a bit of a buff. With Manaka, for sure, it gives 25% damage on damage done. Yep. This set now heals for 4k over 3 seconds to group members in the area rather than 2.7 immediately. So more hots. This set now has 3-second cooldown but no longer has a proc chance. Now when you take damage, you and your group members within 7 meters of you heal for 4k health over 3 seconds. This effect can occur every 3 seconds. It's constant hots going off. Bastion of Heartland. Reduce the damage reduction bonus to 3% down from 5 for the 3-piece. That still makes Potentates a stronger 2-piece bonus. Reduce the damage reduction for 10% down from 20 versus player area of effect siege. Bit of a nuke. Maybe that was too strong. Wonder it would be a 4-hour read. Thanks, Dad. I'm aware. I've done these a lot. Bastion Defender increases the heal of these set to 2.4 from 2k. Black Rose increased the bonus to Constitution passive when wearing this set to 60% up from 35. Fuck me. See, that took a nuke a long time ago and went down. Now it's gone back up again. Increase the weapon and spell damage to 176 from 154. That bit's meh. This bit is nuts. Rip my heartland. Dude, I love that set. They've nuked it. Cowards. This set now appears on your character sheet when it is active rather than appearing permanently. Fix an issue where this would override Source of Major Expedition. Cyrodiil's Crest. Reduce the healing of this set to 7.8 from 8. Not that much. Deadly Strike. Fix an issue where this set did not apply to the tooltip of some area of effect damage over time abilities. So, you can rest easy. It didn't get nuked. It just altered the tooltip. Desert Rose. Increase the proc chances to 25% up from 15. And reduce the magicka restored to 2k from 2.4. I mean, juggling the situations, I guess it's probably a bit of a boost, if not roughly about the same, depending on how lucky you are. Hawkeye, this set grants a 6% cost reduction and damage done with bow attacks up from 5. Still not massively happy with that set anyway. His own ninjas, how you doing? One beer all night. We're looking at vampires and have vampire DLC. Didn't necessarily nerf them, they just altered them for the sake of balance, because there was some broken shit going on. Now might be a bit more manageable. And all the sets that have been altered as well, depends on which way you approach it. This set now restores 1.3k health and stamina with a 5-second cooldown, rather than having a 15% chance to proc. Flurry, you're a legend. Thank you very much indeed, hugely appreciated. Now when you deal direct damage while 12 meters or further from your target, you restore 1.5k health and stamina. This effect can happen once every 5 seconds. Still such an awkward set. Mysterious Service, I like this one, don't nuke it. Set now grants 3.5k armor to group members for 20 seconds rather than 3010 armor to allies for 2 minutes. So that's more in the fight of it rather than here's a buff, fuck off. Fair enough. Increase the duration of a shield to 6 seconds from 6 seconds to 10. Fine. Fix an issue where the damage had a higher chance to apply bonus status effect than intended. More stuff. Altered. Powerful Assault. About fucking time. This set now grants 307 weapon damage and spell damage to group members within 10 meter radius for 10 seconds rather than granting them 164. Within 15 for 15 seconds. So this has been substantially buffed. That is actually quite nice because there's 164 weapon and spell damage. I mean, most people are only really putting that on tanks because it's such a low bonus, but it's a nice one nonetheless. This 307, I mean, that's a high one, and that's even comparable of some 5-piece bonuses flat out for an individual, let alone for the group. So a person in a group as an individual may use this for the 5-piece bonus for themselves and others rather than just slapping it on a tank. It's not bad at all, especially if you're a hybrid. That might be quite nice. Ravager, this set now grants 146 weapon damage stack up from 125, so that got buffed. Sentry set is now 266 weapon damage on the 5-piece up from 129, that got buffed as well. Soldier of Anguish, this set no longer has a proc chance. Now your melee light attacks place a ring on the ground that explodes after 1.3 seconds, applying heal absorption to the enemy's hit with 4 seconds. This effect can occur once every 6. Heal absorption is 4830 up from 4800, so not a massive amount. This used to proc off Steel Tornado when it wasn't supposed to. I can't even win a heist. Oh, you died in the heist? Rip indeed.
You got knocked the fuck out!
But congratulations to Gerbil and Mighty. Right, Spell Strategist. Reduce the spell damage granted to 460 from 500. Good. It's cheesy anyway. It's supposed to be single target. Use it against players, not the dummy. Steadfast Hero. Reduce the cooldown of this to 18 seconds from 20. Archmage. Increase the magic regen granted on this set to 506 from 369. That's fucking huge. It's quite nice. Have a good one. I'm off to play. See that, Droopy? Thank you very much for watching. Juggernaut. Increase the healing on this set to 20k up from 18. This set now also grants 20k armor for 15 seconds after activating it. Fuck off. That is some seriously tanky shit. Putting that on a DPS and managing to proc it. No, that's fucking nuts. You could go in all squishy, start slapping faces, and then bang, Juggernaut kicks in, fuck off huge heal, massive armor for 15 seconds. You just got played really hard. That's fucking disgusting. Gonna be using that. Morag Tongue, this set now causes targets to take down This set now causes targets to take bonus disease and poison damage rather than only poison damage. That's really helpful. Really, really nice indeed, but I'd like to see them do some more physical on that as well. Just go flat out physical. Harbinger, this set now deals damage based off of 7% of your max health up from 6. That's been altered a lot over several patches. I mean, it's going up, but it's still one of those things that just, they're never satisfied with it. Vanguard, this set now increases the damage done by your target versus your allies by 35% down from 50. Oh, decreases, sorry. It also increases the damage done by your target versus you by 35% rather than 150. So this has been... It's been altered in a bit of a buffy way, I guess, because although it doesn't alter their damage reduction as much, it's still really, really nasty. You don't get hit anywhere near as hard by it. So you're tankier than you were before. Cries in PS4. Vice Cannon on Venom. This set now activates when you deal critical direct damage while behind an enemy rather than dealing critical damage while stealthed. So you just need to be behind them, you don't have to be hidden.
I love when it tricks all around.
Cinnamon, thank you very much indeed. Hugely appreciated. Beer and Cake in the chat. Thank you for grabbing your rocks on stream. Spanish Inquisition, silver and bronze. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, by the way. The set now deals 8.9k over 10 seconds. to targets affected rather than 13k over 15. Fix an issue where the final tick of damage did not heal you. Fix an issue where it had a higher chance to apply poison status effect than intended. Vicious Death now grants an additional pen bonus for the 5-piece. That's disgusting. Increase the damage to 22k from 15. That's disgusting. So your bomb set just got buffed to fuck. Oh my god. Thanks for your interest. You are most welcome. I'm getting extremely tired. Ward of Cyrodiil fixed an issue where the Mage Defile from this set counted as 2 negative effects rather than 1. Did it count as 2 or was it broken and... No. I'm considering if it did disease damage and proc minor as well. Whatever. They found a bug. Fixed. Warrior's Fury. Reduce the weapon damage to 24 per stack to 30. Or from 30. That's still fucking high. Not mad about that. I use it as well on the Fury build. Wizard's Riposte. This set now applies major innovation to the enemies who critically strike you rather than minor maim. This set now also grants 660 crit resistance for the 5-piece. Quite nice. Not too bad with the PvP stuff. Kaboom and Cyrodiil. Yeah, they just buffed the fuck out of Vicious Death. Extra pen, stupid amount of extra damage. Almost 7k extra damage on top of what it already has. That's fucking disgusting. I mean, that's flat. You stack that with your bonuses for your setup, you can actually make that hit a stupid amount of damage. You can make this hit like 25k already. This is going to be like 30, 35k fucking pops if you spec for it. Filth. Got through Vault of Umbrage without dying. Nice. Congratulations. Bloodspawn. Increase the armor rating granted for the proc for 3.7 from 3.3. Increase the ultimate up to 13 from 8. The tiers did get their own way. It got his ultimate back, but the ultimate granted now scales with level and quality. So the lower the level of the set, obviously. So purple, gold, that changes. Excellent. Thank you for the read after the stream. You are most welcome. Ancient Guardian fixed an issue where the heal from this set could critically strike. Not supposed to happen. Groftar, this set now only activates if you are within 8 meters of an enemy where it can deal damage in the first place. So, you can't do long range damage and make this proc and then run into someone. You have to be in their face. This is an in the face set. Fixed an issue where the set's damage was considered direct rather than damage over time. Bugs. And that means it's got buffed actually for some builds if you're stacking direct damage over time. And fixed an issue where the set had a higher chance of applying burning than intended. It is intended to apply it, but it has been doing it a little bit much. Better tools to kill Zergs. I think Sheer Venom is a stand version. Sheer Venom's disgusting. Spin to win, lands on everything, has execute power. Alambris, this set is now labeled as damage over time rather than direct. Krag, this set is now melee damage rather than damage over time. Interesting. Malcolm got his ulti back. He did indeed. Fixed numerous issues where the check for simultaneous light attacks could fail in situations where it actually didn't. That has been an issue for quite some time. Molokeen has been a bit skew-iffy. That's why I haven't been using it. Not just because it didn't necessarily fit the builds, but because it just didn't do what it was supposed to do all the time. So we'll see how that has actually been affected. We'll have to test it. Fix an issue where this item set could proc when you had a damage shield active and were hit by Error of Effect attack. So this is supposed to happen when you take damage, not supposed to proc when you have a damage shield on. And Error of Effect abilities going through that have been fucking it up. Scoria fixed an issue where this set had a lower proc chance than listed, and its cooldown could extend an extra 1.5 seconds. So Scoria's been fixed. And Zahn fixed an issue where the damage of this set could be dodged. Scoria fixed. Red Mountain buffed. Scoria buffed last patch. And Unfathomable Darkness buffed. Murder of Fire got increased. So far, if it goes live. Gonna bounce? No worries, dude. Thank you I said dude, it's Christina. You know what I mean. Thank you very much for watching. Beer and cake in the chat for anyone who enters or leaves the stream. Ability weapons altered. This set now requires 2 force shot casts to activate down from 3. So concentrated force, the asylum weapon, back to 2. A reduced duration of the window between each cast to 2 seconds, down from refreshing 5 seconds each cast. So that weapon technically got a bit of a buff for those of you that are using it. Mythic item Snow Treaders updated the tooltip for this item to better reflect when you have a snare and a mobilization immunity, which is only while in combat, and fixed a rare issue where it quickly entering or leaving or re-entering combat, the snare immunity could fall off. And this is the big one, and this is probably put at the bottom for a reason. This is massive. Thracian Stranglers. Reduce the spell damage granted per stack to 92 from 150. Kill an enemy, 92 spell damage is still quite a lot. I mean, people have had Powerful Assault for a long time, which is was it 129 or something? Two kills, already more than that. Happy days. But reduce the penalties to 1% per stack, down from 2. So your healing received was 40% reduction. It's now 20. Your damage shields were 40% reduction. It's now 20. So your damage is down versus what it could be at maximum, because it was fucking insane. And your damage negatives are down. So we've dropped in both output and input. But the stacks from the set now last 30 seconds and refresh every time you gain a stack, rather than being permanent. So if you consistently kill stuff, you will get stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. If you stop killing stuff, you're going to lose it. So for those people that were stacking it up at the beginning of a fight somewhere and then just staying in a fight and hiding behind everybody else doing all the DPS and shit, you must get kills. And one more major bonus. It now grants weapon damage. Thracians is usable currently on PTS on a fucking stamina. Pressing it. Always a time fishing. And that's what happens when you look at stuff on paper instead of testing it first. Rip. I'm happy. I'm going to test it. I'll show you. I'll make videos. Don't worry. This is all... I'm going to go in a minute because it's really fucking late. But we've got some performance and art animation issues fixed here, which we're not going to go into. Levers on Direfrost within the dungeon will now animate properly. We've got a few fixes there. Can't go over the house and stuff because I can't really see it. Most of the rest is just if you're in the area rather than overall combat and the rest of it. There's a lot of fixes. I'm going to let you go over them in your own time because I am way past late. But that is fucking insane. Lots and lots and lots of changes for a massive amount of sets. Some very, very welcome changes. A couple of nukes. But to be honest, 95, maybe even up as far as 98% of the changes so far, on paper at least, are fucking really good. Not just for performance sake in the back end, but full frontal for everybody who's using the stuff as well. So we'll have to test it. Never say never, of course. Nothing's live yet. We've still got like 4 or 5 weeks before it even comes out. We haven't got an official date, but it's still going to take time. Any of this could get nuked any moment. But so far, it's fucking amazing. Meta sets 2 hit heaps, forgotten ones, got boost variety. Yeah, the thing is that M word is misused in this game. People think it stands for something and it really doesn't. And every single update, you're getting taught that. And I'll keep saying it. Gonna try SBC when it's replaced on my healer. Do it. Right, people, I'm going to have to go. We will be on PTS maybe tomorrow trying some stuff out. We'll see what happens. But that was fucking awesome. This particular stream will be up on YouTube in 24 hours. So I can't put it up tonight, but it will be up in 24 hours. Otherwise, I get told off by Twitch. First of all, I've got to lower my voice because everyone's fucking asleep. It's 2 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching. I hugely appreciate support. If you are not subscribing on YouTube or following on Twitch, please do hit those buttons. They are free. Furthermore, if you want to help support outside of the channel, there are some links in the info section for Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, and of course the website xynodegaming.com where all the written guides are. I will be uploading videos regarding the PTS over the next few weeks. I am changing how the channel goes a little bit and giving you a bit more information, although Patreon perks, of course, are still in full swing and they get all the secret info first. And all build videos that are not updated for Greymore will be updated in the written guides because this shit could change anything and I don't want to give you a build that's going to change in a month's time. Once again, thank you all very much for watching and I will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye. Where's the bye-bye button? There we go. See ya.
that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And quit it, cause I know I'm coming with